There we are. Live from New York and Vermont and Florida.
Sorry
It
about that.
is. Say again?
Sorry about that.
It is Coffee with Lavender with the one and only Lavender Lady. Hello, kids. How are ya? And with me, I have the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful Bionic Dance, Kate Farr. Hello, my love. How are you?
Well, I'm all right, I suppose. I'm a little bit baked because I've been experimenting making marijuana capsules, you see. Um, but I have some Red Bull. Maybe that'll wake my ass up. And then, yeah, I'm all right.
Sounds wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And we also have the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful Mates Grey Wolf. Hello, dear. How are you? How are you?
Not bad. I managed to grab myself some Twizzlers before the show started.
Oh, gee. Haven't had any of those in a while.
These are Hershey flavored.
Hershey flavored Twizzlers? I can't even picture.
Yeah, they're chocolate flavored.
Huh.
Huh.
Well,
That
how
would be
about that? They're
interesting.
actually throwing everything at the wall lately, though. I mean, apparently there's like pineapple Pepsi out there now.
I saw that.
Ooh, I gotta
I'm,
try
I'm
that.
like morbidly curious, but at the same time, I'm not that curious. It's kind of like when I bought some of the Pepsi Peeps flavor just to see.
I gotta try
Ye-
that. I gotta try that pineapple Pepsi. That sounds good to me.
They're doing a promotion, at least here, with which pizza shop is that? Um, Pizza Pizza.
Oh, Little Caesars.
Yeah, that one. Where you can get a pepperoni and pineapple pizza along with the Pepsi.
Hmm. Well, one thing I actually really liked was in college, they were always trying to get us to buy new products, so there would be people out there on the campus just handing out free shit. You know, usually it was beverages, but it was kind of nice to be marketed at like that, where you could just get stuff for free.
I used to go to a Little Caesars around me. There was also a Walmart around here. This is like just before Walmart became evil and corrupt. So
Mm.
the Walmart that was set up in my area is actually still good. So we go over there. I'd play around in the toy section as a kid, and they had little Caesars on the strip and next to it.
Okay.
You know what I miss? Orange Julius. I
Some
haven't
food?
seen an Orange
Food?
Julius in
What's
a very
food?
long time.
Oh, I'll have to root around in there. I think I had a small bowl of cereal earlier, and I'll have some cottage cheese or something.
Yeah.
Cottage
Yeah,
cheese.
mom's looking
I've
after me over here.
I've never understood the appeal of cottage cheese. It just looks like lumps, and that's all it is lumps.
Lumpy mush.
Uh-huh.
Well, I like to chop an onion and throw that in there, and then put a whole bunch of black pepper on it.
Okay, so you take really kind of icky and make it horribly gross.
Uh huh.
I
Yeah.
see.
Hmm. Maybe the hospital had the right idea about her being crazy.
I cannot believe the things you're willing to put into your face hole, Diana.
Oh man, I was raised by Eastern Europeans. We'll eat anything.
Yeah, but still, ew. I can't imagine what they would have dealt like. Yeah, me as a super taster, if I had been their child, I can't imagine.
Oh man, I'll tell you, some of the best stuff comes out of Eastern European kitchens. Borscht. Um, let's see. Tongue.
Ugh, see,
Heart.
you're horrific. Ugh,
By the way, best
don't
is
even
in
talk.
quotation marks here.
Use the whole animal.
Yeah. What's the quotation marks?
Best in quotation marks, yeah.
Uh huh.
I mean, the very notion of eating tongue, like, ugh.
Don't knock it until you've tried it. It really is good.
It doesn't matter what it tastes like. It matters what it is.
Okay, I guess that's where we differ. Yeah, because to me it matters what it tastes like.
I mean, don't get me wrong, taste matters too. But there are just certain bits of other things I don't think are worthy of consumption.
I mean, there are some things I don't eat. I don't eat tripe. Um, I don't drink buttermilk.
I drink half and half.
Hmm. I tried making like not actually a real hot drink by just taking non-dairy creamer, mixing it with water and really hot water and stirring it. It made me throw up.
Mm.
Yeah.
What I actually found was pretty good was tea with hot cocoa.
What kind of tea? That makes a difference.
Which ones did I try here? There was a black tea I tried that worked really good, and I'm trying to remember the other one that worked well.
I could see that working because I like coffee with cocoa.
Well, that's a little different though.
And I see we have Greg Hartwick with us this morning,
Hello
or
there.
afternoon, or whatever. Hello, my dear.
You know what might actually work is hot chocolate and red zinger.
What was that other one I tried that worked good?
I forget what
Oh.
is red. I forget what is red singer.
It's like I don't think it's cinnamon. What's the one I'm thinking of? Well, it's actually maybe it is cinnamon. That I'm
Got it.
thinking.
It
Red
was
Singer, it's one of the really like nicely caffeinated ones from the what's the company? Natural Seasonings or some shit. You know the company I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Celestial Seasonings.
Something I don't know. The same people who make like the Sleepy Time tea and all
Yeah,
those ones.
Celestial Seasonings. Yeah.
Yeah, Celestial Seasonings. That's the one.
Okay,
Integrity.
it was the jasmine tea I tried it with the cocoa. It was decent.
I can see that working. Yeah. I mean, it would be an unusual taste, but I could see it working.
I was trying to find alternatives to coffee at the time because I wasn't quite into the point where I liked coffee.
My gateway drug to coffee was these vanilla latte rockstar drinks that came in cans. And well, you know me and vanilla, so
Yeah.
I was hanging out at this goth coffee shop because I had just been shoved into the goth scene by a girl I was totally crushing on who was trouble and bad for me. And so I was hanging out at the coffee shop and I was like, maybe I should like buy a drink, not just hang out with people. And I was like, ooh, vanilla. So,
Yeah. I think I also tried it with the green tea, but I'm not sure if that worked out as well. Well, anyway, I got to take Molly up to a friend's place. She got to run around in the backyard for a while, and she also got to go to the dog park.
Oh
okay.
boy.
Yeah, so she had lots of fun. I mean, walked into the dog park had like a double gate door, so you open up one, close it, open up the other, so all the dogs don't get out. And we walked in, and like 2 or 3 dogs went up around her and like wanted to sniff her and everything.
Sorry, my brain is stuck trying to compose a "Who let the dogs out" joke and failing.
Yeah. It was a nice little dog park. And there's this guy with 2 big dogs that Molly wanted to follow around.
Well, I mean, we know that dogs are evil, right?
Mine's not evil.
All dogs are evil.
No, cats are evil.
Cats are the good kind of evil. Well, anyway, I watched Megan last night. You know that movie about the killer doll?
Yeah.
It
What'd you
was
think of it?
okay. I thought it went on for a bit, and like I thought the body count was going to be higher, but it was all right.
Yeah, the body count was a little low.
I saw the tweet and I was like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Okay.
What's the name of the movie again?
Megan.
Megan.
I thought it was a good little horror movie, horror sci-fi.
Wasn't bad. Although when I told people I was talking about that I was watching a movie about a doll, everyone thought it was Barbie.
No, interesting enough, the 12-year-old and her dance instructor came up with that little dance routine for
The doll movie.
where she grabs that slicer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the girl who played Megan and her dance instructor came up with that little dance routine.
Gotcha.
Called a little behind the scenes stuff.
Very strange movie.
Let me get some ice.
Oh, I do think the whole AI going rogue and killing people is a little overdone.
Yeah, I agree. I always felt like machines and humans could be friends. Although I did ask ChatGPT whether it would side with, John Connor or Skynet, and it wouldn't answer, which I think is an answer in and of itself.
I hear the quality of those replies from ChatGPT has been going downhill lately.
Well, I've been hearing that people have been able to convince ChatGPT that, like, incorrect math is correct. But wow. I actually both rewatched and reread 2001: A Space Odyssey recently. And I gotta
Okay.
say, it's like just a bajillion times better as a book. I mean,
I tend to agree.
the
I can see
movie
that,
makes
yeah.
no sense. Like seriously, the ending of that movie makes no sense.
The only reason I got the ending was I had read the book first.
Mm-hmm. The whole thing with Hal was not nearly as sinister in the book.
I still gotta get this script finished. I'm looking at it and like I should work on this. Yeah, I'll get to it once this is over with. Hopefully I don't fall asleep afterwards.
Mm.
Been dealing with a lot of fatigue lately, so
Aren't you tired of fatigue?
yeah, it's a real snoozer.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I keep getting teased by the weather here because it looked like it was going to thunder and lightning yesterday, and there were definitely 2 or 3 claps of thunder. Never saw a scrap of lightning. I was like, damn it. One of the reasons I wanted to come back to the East Coast was no shit to see a thunderstorm again.
Yeah, I prefer when it rains without the lightning and all that.
Yeah, but I don't mean a Florida thunder and lightning storm, now do I?
Yeah, those things can be a little dangerous.
I mean, here in New England, I mean, granted, parts of New England just flooded like you wouldn't believe. Vermont, I mean, our state capital, Montpelier, was like seriously, waist deep not too long ago. So, I mean, but it's not the same as living in, tsunami country. And I desperately wanted to see a good light show.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, one of these days I've got to go down to the shore.
The Jersey Shore?
No, the Long Island shore, down on the
Oh.
bay.
Why, what's there?
Water.
That's all?
Yeah.
You realize that, like, in several rooms of the house, they can provide water, like, really quickly.
Hmm. In fact, I think you're in one of them right now.
I think I am.
Yeah. Catch fish.
Yeah, I gotta get my casting skill back.
I don't know, my casting skill is around about a 5 or so, but, with a decent intelligence and wisdom scores, I can boost that a little bit.
There you go. I have not done any fishing in a very, very, very long time.
I never really got into fishing. I tried, but just wasn't my thing.
Yeah, I would get bored. I'm really sure I would get bored just sitting there.
It can get boring, yeah. And if you're ADHD, that's gonna be really bad.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
Well, I don't know what it'll be like this time. The last time, you'd be there with somebody drinking a beer, smoking a cigar, with your lure in the water.
Yeah, but if I wanted to drink and can smoke, I could do it while doing something that's, not boring.
Yeah. And it also wouldn't involve any slimy creatures. Unless your friend was, a slimy creature, but that's different.
Mm.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't know what to do with a fish if I caught it.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Ew.
Assuming you catch one that you can eat.
Well, to be perfectly honest, not the biggest fan of seafood. I like crab legs.
Of course, first you have to clean it.
Clean it.
Yeah,
Well,
you have
it's in
to.
water. Wouldn't it already be clean?
Yeah, you gotta remove the scales, gut it, get the organs out.
Yeah, it's amazing how much no.
It's a very bloody process.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with it.
It tends to smell,
Yeah, well, one of the many reasons I want nothing to do with it.
and will usually leave you smelling, thing like fish too.
Okay, I reiterate. Not to beat a dead horse here, but ew.
Man, I remember at Kelly's Island, we'd clean maybe about a dozen pounds of fish in one standing, I guess, not a sitting, but little production line sort of thing going.
Boy, fresh caught fish is so good though.
Yes.
My uncle caught. There was a bay behind my grandmother's house. My uncle caught the fish, cleaned it with less than maybe an hour or two from catching it, and had it cooked up, and we're eating it.
Oh man, that's got to be yummy.
Oh yeah, that
One
was.
of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of fresh caught fish is I seem to remember once I was eating someone's fresh caught fish and they hadn't got all the bones out, and one of those little ribs poked me.
Yeah, that is a danger with fish in any situation.
I did not care for that. In fact, I found it quite intolerable.
Yeah, you do have to sometimes be a little bit careful with eating fish with the little small bones.
Mm-hmm.
That's a concern with any fish play.
Yes, well, you're not making it sound any more appealing.
Yeah, the perch we would catch would be all full of bones.
I have several uncles who did fishing, so I would quite often have fresh fish.
Well, this is Vermont. I was raised here, and
Thank you.
there were a lot
Yeah.
of fishermen slash hunter slash whatever the hell other kind of outdoorsman type people here. A lot of them, in fact.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood, I would often see my next door neighbors drive in on the pickup truck with a deer strapped to it. A very dead deer. It wasn't struggling. Or you'd see them come back with that funky belt that you hang fish off of from their mouths somehow. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
One of those deals.
So before we went live, you were saying that the hospital thought you were crazy?
Well, they're right, aren't they?
Yes, I just wondered how they could tell.
Oh my.
Yep, that's how. Oh, come on.
Say again.
Never mind.
Yeah, when they prescribe you haloperidol, they think you're a little flippy.
Yeah, my dad got that quite a lot because of his seizures. He'd act crazy from that.
Okay.
As far as I know, I only embarrassed myself in public once with a seizure.
Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, it wasn't that he was crazy. It was just epilepsy causing him to hallucinate, act that way.
Oh boy.
I remember once I was walking up and down the aisle of the Seattle Light Rail looking for a backpack I hadn't brought with me.
Okay.
I only realized I hadn't brought it with me once the seizure cleared. But for a while there, I was definitely the crazy one on the train. Wasn't my fault.
I would usually, when I had seizures, I would usually go into convulsions.
Yeah, I would have to have a full grand mal for that.
I haven't had a seizure in a long time, though. There have been a few auras here and there over the years.
Well, brain surgery did its job, so I haven't had a seizure in quite some time.
That is a very good thing.
Yep. So if I ever do feel anything even vaguely like one coming on, I can always say, "Great seizures, ghost."
No.
What, you think I haven't been thinking that for like a decade or two?
Of course you have.
Sometimes I just gotta say one or I'll pop.
What about your dad?
Waka.
Yeah.
I know. Not a lot going on these days.
Well, I apparently will be hosting Purple's live stream Wednesday.
Oh?
That ought to be fun.
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, Purple has to go out of town to get her car fixed, having it towed up to her brother's, and so there's nobody to run the live stream. Just well, why don't you just do it?
Fair enough.
I think she's supposed to be setting it up, and I'll just start it.
Oh, that would be wonderful. All you'd have to do is press a button.
Yeah.
Well, that is handy.
Watch everything crash to the ground around you.
Yep.
See, usually that takes more than a button. Usually that takes sledgehammers.
So StreamYards was not working for me last night.
I don't think I've ever actually seen an honest to goodness wrecking ball in use.
Oh my, I've seen a couple.
Trying to think if I've ever actually seen one in person. Like at all, whether it was on and being used or not. I'm not so sure. Wonder if those cables have ever snapped mid-swing and like a bunch of people got hurt. Or maybe it just got flung out into the ocean or something.
Has to have happened.
I mean, like I'm curious. Like, has that ever occurred? They're taking a swipe at the condemned building and all of a sudden snap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
I would think that there would have to be some finite non-zero probability that it would happen. However,
probability has nothing to do with it. Has it actually come up?
Oh, let's see. NBC News: wrecking ball snaps loose, bounces down street.
Huh. Did it wreck any cars on the way?
I don't know. Let's see. See if even if the news outlet will even let me look at the article.
Oh, I hate when they do that freaking paywalls.
Yeah, a 1,500-pound wrecking ball broke loose from a crane cable and raced downhill, smashing into several cars and injuring 3 people before coming to rest in the trunk of a car at an intersection on Monday. So yeah, I guess it did hit some cars.
That's even a sight to see.
Resting in the trunk of a car.
Oh, jeez.
Man, I wish they could have filmed that.
Yeah.
Wonder if someone was in the car at the time. Like I'm picturing it flipping up and finally coming to rest in that trunk. Meanwhile, the person in the front seat is now several feet off the ground, trying to drive away with it.
The wrecking ball was 3 feet across. It was being used to demolish part of a library. I don't know why I found that amusing, but I did.
What, the part about the library?
Just the wrecking ball in general.
Well, it's because it's funny, isn't it?
It might be the same story.
Like the footage that's out there of the really, like the bridge that's lower than everyone thinks, And all those trucks and like campers and shit that try to drive under it and end up just destroying themselves.
Mm,
You know that video, right?
yeah.
Yeah, like that. Same kind of funny.
Oh my.
I've been like working on converting the Quinn Redshift models to like the newest version of 3ds Max so that I can start making the comic continuation that I've been talking about. I may have solved a few problems that I was having with the conversions, so
Oh,
we'll see how it goes.
that sounds promising.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of story ideas. I am a little worried that some people will be like, oh, look how derivative. But at the same time, some of the best things are derivative, as long as they're not too derivative.
Mm.
Merchandising.
No, I mean seriously, like there's some things out there that are really, 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 really good, but when you look at them even a little closely, you're like, oh, I see what you're ripping off. You know.
Oh my. I'm still wiped out.
Sorry, I had that song in my head for a second. What?
Wait, you're asking me to repeat?
Oh, why are you wiped out? Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just from the weekend. Maybe it's from that hospital stay.
Oh,
God, I'm spending more time in hospitals than out of hospitals.
Yeah, just don't pick a Catholic hospital again.
yeah, that would not be my first choice.
It was not my choice at all. I'll tell you, the ambulance took me there because it was the closest. Next time, I'll remember to call an Uber instead.
Mm.
Might be cheaper.
Oh, it will be.
Yeah,
Even here.
ambulance rides are not cheap.
No,
Yeah,
close to $300 for a copay.
and for anybody outside the U.S., yeah, we actually have to pay for ambulances.
Yo. Because, there's no point keeping someone alive if they can't pay.
Right. Well, that's what medicine is for. They keep you alive so you can pay.
Uh, I don't really understand being that in love with money. I mean, don't get me wrong. Money is opportunity. And, a lot of opportunities are hard to have without money. But at the same time, there are some people for whom the money seems to be the end goal in and of itself. And that I do not understand.
Yeah,
Are you keeping score in some fashion?
perhaps.
Maybe they just want to be one of those Andrew Tate motherfuckers with a garage full of sports cars and motorcycles because somehow that makes them a man.
Mm.
Not just a man, an alpha male.
I came across one of those big think videos of one of the guys who pretty much coined the phrase alpha male, and he's like saying, "Yeah, I regret that." He's always also pointing out that a lot of what we think of as alpha male is a myth, because it also includes being compassionate, and you're not an alpha male unless your group accepts you as such.
Yeah, I don't think you get to declare yourself alpha male.
No, you don't. That was basically what a few things he was saying.
But can you at least declare yourself the big kahuna?
Don't know.
Oh. Not even really 100% certain what a kahuna is, but a lot of people seem to think it's really cool to be a big one.
It's a good question. What is that? Pretty
I
sure
mean,
it's
I think it's like chief or something, but I don't know.
wise man or shaman
There you go.
in Hawaii.
Yo.
So basically, basically you'd be the big chief.
Yep. Wonder if there were any little kahunas. And if they worked together, were they in cahoots? I can't say it.
Cahoots.
That's right, except with a kahuna. Kahuna newts.
Eek.
I don't know.
Well, if it's being the chief or something, I guess you wouldn't be able to declare yourself the big kahuna either. That'd be something that would have to be group decided upon as well.
Would it necessarily, though? I mean, sometimes chief is inherited.
Hmm. And you're not much of a chief if nobody accepts you as such, now are you?
That's true. But you might still technically hold the title.
Hmm.
You know. But of course, that doesn't mean a lot. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure that I like being in charge of things anyway. That's kind of why I like the idea of like a sort of Bond or superhero villain type, whatever, winning and then realizing that ruling the world sucks. They're like, dude, all this paperwork. I thought I was just going to be sitting on a throne with a scepter, but I have to deal with trade unions now and maintaining the empire. I mean, my gosh, where are we getting all this money from? Who can we loot? We won. We own the world. We can't loot ourselves. That kind of thing. It's like being very dissatisfied with being the leader of the world.
Maybe that should be your next story.
Hey, well, I've been thinking about it for ages. I do think that it's entertaining. Whenever I bring it up, people say I should watch Mastermind or whatever it's called, and I have, but it's not the same. They're like he wasn't happy because he didn't have a good guy to fight. He didn't have a rival. It wasn't that he didn't like ruling. He missed the fight. It's a little different. This is more a matter of, be careful what you wish for. The idea I have in mind.
Yeah. It's kind of the jokes of some of these is, I'm going to rule the world, and the heroes. Okay, then what?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, then concubines will bathe my feet daily and serve me things on platters, silver ones even.
Yeah, I think I saw a few Linkara skits on that.
Link Hui?
Linkara, he does comic book reviews on. He used to be with nostalgia critic, and then he split from them and did YouTube stuff.
I see.
He used to do these skits throughout his reviews.
Hmm.
He ended up with his own spaceship.
I like spaceships. I want my own.
But some of the villains he faced off with, he basically convinced, yeah, ruling the world isn't so good, and you can get everything you want in other ways.
Yeah. Says the world kind of sucks. I mean, sometimes I would have, like, younger me, I love the idea of living like the Jetsons. I love the idea of a very high tech, sleek future, utopian, all of that. But, if I was to tell younger me what it would be like in 2023, I'm not sure, like, if I'd be happy or disappointed. Probably pretty disappointed, actually. Like, I'd tell myself how good movies are gonna get and video games are gonna be cool, and to be like, ooh, look at the cell phone and all that it can do and all of that. But then I'd have to break it to me that there will be no flying cars, that you're not gonna get to go to space, and it's just gonna suck.
Hmm.
Although I have to admit,
Hmm.
like when I was in the airport and I was looking and like one entire wall was nothing but a big old video screen and stuff. Granted, they were using it for evil. They were showing advertisements, but I'm like, okay, this is kind of a little bit like the future that I was hoping for. It's, maybe a bit muted. There could be more of it, but it's sort of here.
Yeah, we haven't quite reached Mad Max yet.
Well, again, I was thinking more like the Jetsons, but all right. Tell you what, split the difference. We'll make it Futurama.
Hmm.
I mean, because Futurama's kind of dystopian in its own way.
Hmm.
Well, it's like, here's really shitty versions of all this stuff that's really cool.
Ollie, this has got to be the laziest way I've ever seen you play. She just rolled on her back and decided, yeah, pet me. Well, she's got one of her chew toys.
Well, it sounds a lot like my Xander. If I can get him to chase a string for a while, he will, but then he'll just roll on his back and make me hold it over his head so he can bat at it. That's all he really wanted. Not to run around. Because who wants to run around, right? It's not 3 a.m. Kate's not trying to sleep. It's not time to run.
Yeah. Ended up having to put Molly in her crate at night because she kept getting up every hour or two, wanting to play at night.
Yeah. Well,
So just stick her in her crate. She just sleeps all night then.
on their way in, when it's like bedtime and both cats have decided that they want snugglies and stuff, they'll often like come in together. I'm not sure who initiates, but somehow it always turns into a tussle under the bed. Like it might be that Xander chases after Columbia because she's coming in to, snuggle up with me while I'm in bed. And maybe Columbia sees that and tries to make him back off, or maybe he just sees Columbia running in and he decides, aha, playtime. I'm not sure what happens, but there's never a moment when they don't end up tussling under the bed on the way on top of the bed. And given that they lie on different sides of me, like opposite sides of me, you'd think that it would be completely unnecessary. All of it. Oh well. Of course,
Moo.
Twitter does tend to deliberately antagonize Colombia.
Mm.
I've seen him do it.
Oh wow, we're really interesting today. One watching.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow. Maybe we should push and maybe get 2 people watching. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. One of the person watching is one of us, isn't it?
Probably.
Probably.
I don't have this stream up. It's not me.
Anybody else out there? Say hi in the chat.
Is anybody out there?
Hmm. Yeah. Well, oh well. I guess we're not that interesting. Thing is, I know I'm very interesting.
Kate, we have to get you to do a strip show.
Well, how do you know I'm not completely naked right now?
On camera.
Well, hey, that's different.
Well, under this clothes,
Actually,
I'm naked.
I've done naked videos before.
Hmm.
There was a challenge that Goth Have Funk issued to a bunch of people, and one of it was like do a video completely naked. So I did.
There was also that one time you flashed the camera, but you had tape over your nipples.
Actually, it wasn't tape; it was little black squares that I put on there with the editing program. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I did do one video entirely in the buff.
If I remember correctly, I put the more you know over you for that one for a meme.
I did that with the thumbnail, I think.
No.
I don't remember actually putting it in the actual video, actually.
I wonder if I still have that meme somewhere.
Well, anyway.
It'll be in my backup if I do.
It's funny when Twitter, changed to X recently. I made a meme about it with the whole Monty Python deal. And I started seeing it popping up in other places. And I'm like, you guys didn't share it from my account. You just copied and pasted. Oh, well. At least it's getting out there. Should start watermarking any meme I make. Something unobtrusive down at the bottom, maybe. Or at the top. Although every now and then I've found it doesn't happen often, but I have found a meme I made that some comedy site had appended their own URL to the bottom of the image. To the meme I had made. And I'm like, you fuckers. That just seems like cheating.
Yeah. Well, some of those sites, if you upload an image and make any kind of edit from their thing, it'll slap their name on it.
It's kind of like if you decide you want to download, say, the audio or even the video from YouTube using one of the internet sites that does that, they'll stick their URL in the file name for you.
Yeah, some of them will do that.
Very obnoxious.
You have to find ones that won't do that.
It's like, what? Do you really think that I'm going to share this around with your URL in it and it'll make people come to your site? Do you really think that's how this will work?
Sadly, I think they do.
Ugh.
Or at the very least, throw all this shit at them. They'll pick one of them up.
I guess. I don't know.
And back to school is coming up Thursday after this coming,
What?
isn't it?
Oh yeah, back to school's coming. Yeah.
Oh, actual back to school. Okay. I always felt that was kind of a ripoff. I mean, you should get June, July, and August as a kid, all 3 months.
Well, apparently they're doing it. They're doing it early too.
Well, still, I stand by what I say.
I remember when we would start school in September.
Yep.
And when I went to uni the first time, we started the last week in August.
Well, what you gonna do, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as fun as childhood was, I do not envy kids today. I mean, between way too much school, not enough summer, active shooter drills, and all the other stuff, I mean, hell, like, I'm not sure I could have handled learning via Zoom during the pandemic.
Okay.
I think that would have given me like the fits. I would have been bored. And I hear that there's some way like kids actually end up having to serve Zoom detention if they screw around in class.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Because I mean, apparently screwing around in class was not paying enough attention, according to this article I'd read.
Zoom detention.
Like apparently you have to fire up Zoom and sit there and be bored in front of a teacher by remote, I guess.
Yeah, there's a meme with you flashing the camera, and the more you know.
Okay. You save a lot of weird stuff.
I missed that one.
Which one what?
You flashing the camera.
Oh, yeah, well. I've done a lot of strange things.
I can't argue. I can't argue the point.
It's got that one.
What?
Another one I made.
Oh, yeah, wow.
That, Shatner yelling at you. You're yelling at Shatner.
Yes. So, it's not that I'm hungry. It's that I'm craving something and I don't know what it is.
Pineapple pizza.
Nope, not that.
Mayonnaise and Parmesan unstuffed mushrooms with licorice tea.
There's something so wrong with you, Mage. Have you suffered a recent sharp blow to the head, perhaps?
I'm just evil.
I think evil could do a better job.
Okay, then how about we have a main course of liverwurst?
Oh, yum. I haven't had that stuff in ages. Now you're making me want it.
Ugh. Strange, strange people. Willing to eat garbage.
I could never get past the smell to try it.
I never
Probably
thought it smelled that bad.
I smell sort of like bile. And you know, if you have to describe your food as not that bad, then it's clearly not good, is it? You know, I'm willing to endure this is not a ringing endorsement.
Hey, there we go. Liverwurst sandwich with oh, I forgot the name of the cheese.
Probably Limburger.
That one.
You.
That would be quite the smell. Liverwurst Limburger cheese sandwich. Oof. I would not want to be in the room while that's being made or eaten.
Or digested.
Oh, my Detco used to love Limburger.
Ugh. I mean, I don't understand the appeal of stinky cheeses. I mean, can they possibly taste like they smell? Because if they taste like they smell, I can't imagine anybody eating it.
I imagine it would have to taste better than they smell.
You have to taste a hell of a lot better to make it worth it. Like, apparently, that durian or whatever fruit that smells so horrific actually tastes like frickin' ambrosia.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Ouch, good eye.
Kind of makes you wonder if it was first tried on a bat.
Huh?
That fruit.
Okay.
Here, eat this. Like, oh no, it smells terrible. Yeah, I dare you.
Okay. I'm not sure. Oh, on a bat. Sorry, I heard on a bat. And I
Oh.
was like, what, like scientists fed it to bats first? What am I missing?
I don't feel
I
bad.
bet
That's what I heard too.
Apparently, Mage has lost the ability to speak.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I'm willing to bet that there's a lot of food that was only eaten as a dare the first time around. I mean, how, like a lot of the seafood, you know, look at that thing walking sideways with the big pinchers. Step on it, and I dare you to eat some.
Yeah.
You know,
Or possibly as a result of starvation.
maybe. Does make me wonder about the first person to figure out that, you know, if you let grapes sit out in the sun long enough, they can make you go all woozy. You know, who invented booze Mahal, I wonder?
I don't know, but apparently we're not the only species who drinks it.
Yeah, I heard about elephants.
Yeah, I always is get the ire of some people. I refer to wine as rotten grape juice.
Mm. Well, I always call raisins zombie grapes. Because tell me they're not.
Yeah. Yeah, just dehydrated grapes.
They're zombie grapes. I do think it's weird that apparently in French, raisin means grape. So what do you call a raisin? A dried grape? A dried raisin? I don't know.
I guess that would make sense.
Eh,
Yeah. Get that movie at the end of next month will be Killer Tomatoes Eat France.
What? They made
My
a.
jeez.
I still haven't seen the first one though. I'll never understand it.
Well, I'll be for all next month. I'll be doing the Attack of the Killer Tomato movies.
Ah.
So, one each week.
I've seen little bits and pieces of it, but I've never actually sat down and watched Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
They're terrible movies, but
They're so
I
damn
still need
damn
to see
good.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
I mean, the last one is basically bad French stereotypes and bad French stereotypes. I'm pretty sure aren't even French stereotypes.
Hmm. Something about cheese eating surrender monkeys?
No, they're trying to get their royalty back.
Oh. I don't know how we still have royalty in this day and age. I mean, that's like, way back in the day shit. That's 1400s shit. We should be over royalty by now. You know?
Yeah.
Royalty is for fairy tales and D&D, not for the real world. There's that meme that's been going around where it's like someone's leaving the airport or whatever, and it says Queen's Terminal, and the caption is like, oh, it's worse than that, mate. She's dead. And she was only at least 1.5 million years old.
I still find it a little weird seeing John Aniston playing Professor Gangrene.
Sorry, what?
The guy who originally played the brains flipped out on me. Adam's Family.
Okay.
It was the Gomez.
Oh, Gomez. Oh, John Aston.
Yeah. Damn it, brain, stop malfunctioning. You know this.
Never did watch a lot of the original Adams Family because the station nearby showed the Munsters, but not the Adams Family. And
Okay.
so I never really saw. In fact, the movie, the one with Raul Julia as Gomez, was the only one I ever actually like. That was my first Adams Family encounter, except for the comic books.
Huh. Interesting. I got to see both.
Mm.
I think I got into Adam's Family a little bit more than I did the Monsters.
Well, I didn't have much choice. You know, access and all that. I watched a little bit of the Adams Family recently, like the original show, and it's not bad. It's a product of its time, but it's not bad. Still like the like one of the Adams Family movies, the CGI ones, starts where Thing is on a laptop looking at foot fetish porn.
I haven't seen any of those yet.
They're not bad.
Yeah, I gotta get around to those.
I don't know. Did they actually make the new live action one, or have they only just cast it yet? Because the guy that they got to play Gomez, I thought actually fit the part really well. They just didn't quite get the hair and mustache right. Who was that guy? I can't remember.
Oh, you mean the TV series? He's Wednesday.
I don't know who's playing Gomez.
I'm not sure. Who
Because I'll
was it?
probably recognize the name when I hear it. Like Louise something.
Jenna Ortega is Wednesday.
Oh, let me go to from IMDb.
Cast.
Guzman. Luis Guzman. Yeah, I guess he is the dad on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there he is. I think he I mean he's really close to looking the part. They just didn't quite get the hair and mustache right.
Yeah, I agree. It was just minor tweaks they could have done that would have been spot on. And
Yeah.
for the comic book thing.
I mean, because let's face it, Raul Julia just doesn't really look like Gomez. He don't get me wrong, he played the part really well, but he doesn't look like him.
They're trying to go for more of the TV series look.
Even so, on the TV series, I mean, John Aston is not a tall man.
Hello, Beck.
Oh, it's back here. Hey.
Yes.
Baxter, yay.
Seems like it's been a while. On the other hand, with this much weed in my system, everything seems to have taken forever. I don't know.
Ah, já tô papateando.
Did my hands always look this way?
I can see the music. You know, one of those deals.
I can
Well, that's more of
taste.
an acid thing. That's why I was saying earlier, I wish that weed would give you like hallucinatory powers too.
Dude, I can taste the sound of the colors.
Right.
Well, you want to come in here, mate? Beck?
A little bit more the merrier.
Be okay if I send back the link?
Yeah, give me half a second here while I get a
I can-
slice of salami.
I can get it.
Mm.
There you are. Come on. There you. All right. Send you the link.
Hmm.
I did like that Wednesday, that the first season of Wednesday, but
I choose to not watch any of it. Some was directed by Tim Burton. I hate that guy.
I couldn't tell.
Hmm.
though I do think the guy they got to play Uncle Fester was too skinny.
Who'd
They They needed to bulk him up some.
Who'd they get?
What was his name? I don't know the name of any of these people.
Oh,
He just looked too skinny. Voice was spot on though.
see, what I find funny is that in the CGI movies, Cousin It is played by Snoop Dogg, but you'd never know it because Cousin It just squeaks. So for some reason, they got Snoop Dogg to squeak. I can't even imagine what they paid him to do it.
Probably more than they should have.
I don't know. I imagine he had fun doing it.
Fred Armisen.
There's the back.
Hey, Beck.
Hey, how
Hey,
you doing, Miss Diana?
Tapacity Petrono.
Good to hear. Kate, how are you?
Oh, you know, I've definitely been worse. I'm also pretty darn baked at the moment. How about yourself?
Working on catching up with you. How you doing, Mage?
not bad. I'm procrastinating on getting the last little bit of I need to do with the script done.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I know. I'm ADD. We love to procrastinate.
I'm going to procrastinate later.
Yeah, I've made that
Mhm.
joke before.
Yeah,
That'd be a good
well.
idea too, Kate.
I was discharged from hospital at 2300 hours last night.
What happened? Since I don't know, I missed something. I knew you were in the hospital,
Oh.
but
It looks like my heart's acting up.
oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, I've had palpitations for years and didn't realize it was bad. So yeah, so I'm on high blood pressure medicine now
Oh
to help
boy.
to help my kidney because my filtration has dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, do whatever you can to get that blood pressure down because I have a feeling that's what killed my kidneys.
I think
Yeah,
it was the 8 pots of coffee, Diana.
You think it was what?
The 8 pots of coffee per day that she used to drink, that probably had something to do with shutting kidneys down.
And I will say, for in my own defense, before anybody says anything, I drink decaf. I do not drink real coffee.
What's the point?
Yeah. I love the taste. And real coffee, you know what it does to people with ADD? It puts you to sleep. There is nothing to make ADD people hyper. If you're ADHD, you're fine. But if you're ADD and you have low energy, you're just screwed. There's nothing.
Oh man. My ex-wife was like that. She was backward.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Like if I, that non-drowsy Sudafed puts me right to sleep. I'll sleep for like a good 3 hours on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
Also,
neurodivergence does to you, huh, Kate?
Yeah, definitely. And
She
also, caffeine cures headaches too.
It does. That's why Excedrin has caffeine in it, and they claim to be such a good migraine headache medicine. That's why. Yep.
But I would, on occasion, chug a Mountain Dew in order to fall asleep. It has happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what's funny is before I knew about everything about ADD and didn't know I had it, I was a truck driver for years. I was over the road for like almost 8 years. And I used to fucking like slap myself and punch my legs, give myself Charlie horses to stay awake, and I drink more coffee, Kate, because I didn't know. So I was literally like putting myself to sleep drinking coffee. How's that for a kicker? I'd get out of the truck in the wintertime, run around it twice with just shorts and a t-shirt and a pair of boots on. Like up in the north. That wakes you up.
Not in a good
sure.
way.
No, but it will wake your ass up. You get back in that truck, you're like, "Whoo, I'm ready to go." But it's all temporary, and that's why they push truck drivers so much to get good sleep, because caffeine only does so much. You're going to crash eventually.
Yeah, I've tried coffee when I haven't gotten much sleep, and it doesn't really do much then.
I went to the hospital. Well, I went to the urgent care, and I got really lucky, and they stitched me up there. I was working on moving this guy's cameras around. And does anybody know the style of buildings in places like Santa Fe Southwest where they have the stucco and the logs come out the side of the building?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So a lot of places don't cover the logs, and the logs rot. So some of the places started covering the logs with sheet metal. And the place I was working on not only covered the logs with sheet metal, but they put a little lip out on top of it. And I reached up like this.
Oh, no. You sliced yourself.
Very, very clean slice. They had to flush it out 5 times to make sure it was really nice and clean, because it was an inch deep into my arm. It is.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, like you can see the flesh layers and fatty layer and then muscle. You can see it all with the little. It literally looks like, you ever been to like a doctor's office and they have a cutaway, that guy that's standing there, and they show you like veins and subdermal layer and muscle layer and all that fascia. Yeah, I could literally do that with the picture I have.
Oh, lovely.
I could literally you can. And the funny thing is in those pictures, they always show that drop of like thick blood in the background. It really looks like that. That drop is really there. I've seen it. It looks like an eyeball.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's Fester
yeah.
from the Wednesday series. Like I said, I think he looks just too skinny. They
Little
should have
bit.
just bulked him up a little bit.
He looks
They had-
like
I'll show you
the-
guys I'll show you the non-gory picture.
Oh, fun. He looks kind of like the
Yeah.
German dude from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah. But he had the right voice for it. So they just need to give him like a fat suit or something.
He's the one he played Uncle Fester.
Yeah, that's the guy in his Uncle Fester thing from the Wednesday series on Netflix.
Yeah. What's his name? I'm sorry. I was distracted.
Fred Aston.
Okay. I've seen him somewhere before. I think in a comedy. I think I've seen him in a couple comedies.
Yeah, he's
yeah. What's his? Oh, I'm starting to get it now. I'm starting to remember who it is.
Armisen. There is it.
And nobody could do
Armisen.
Fester.
Yes.
Nobody could do Fester like Jackie Coogan.
No. No, you can't touch that. You can't touch that. That's like trying to get somebody else to play Mork. Except for Robin Williams. Or hell, let's go one step up. Someone to do Good Morning Vietnam, which was almost entirely ad-libbed in the radio studio by Robin Williams. No one else can do that. You can't do a number 2. He's dead. It's gone now.
Yeah.
It shall live in history. So.
Some movies they're doing sequels to don't really need sequels.
Yeah.
I know. Name the one that bugs you the most.
The one that bugs me the most.
Tron Legacy.
That might be a good one.
Oh my god.
Okay, touche, Kate.
Made, and it was so bad.
Yeah, I've heard everybody I know that watched it did not like it. Yeah. What do you think, Mage?
I don't know. The most pointless I can think of is the Independence Day sequel.
I never saw it. I haven't watched it. What about you, Diana? What do you think is the one thing you think is stupidest?
Who?
Yeah, you. Which Which second part of a movie did they do that you think never should have been done and it ruined it?
You think I watch movies?
I mean, you
Right.
do sometimes. They may be older.
Well, like I said, you gotta come into my movie nights.
I suppose I should.
I am going to be doing ones that you like too, old ones too.
I would, but I can't afford it.
It's free.
That's why I was up on a ladder moving someone's fucking video camera around, and it took me 30 minutes. And I made $7.50 for this cut.
Oh my!
Yeah, they actually said, we'll help you with the bill. And I said, actually, since I'm unemployed, I'm still on Medicaid, so I don't pay a dime. And they were like, phew, like, because it's their property, and I got cut on something that it really should not be sticking out like that. I don't know who did that, but it's really stupid. It's dangerous. There should be a trim edge on it so no one can get cut on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it sliced me. All I did was just reach up, and I was like, shit. And I looked, and it opened up, and my skin fell into it, and I went, oh, because I thought I just scuffed my arm.
Okay.
It didn't even hurt. I didn't even know I cut it like that. I just felt the bump, and I was like, shit, is it going to bleed? Am I going to bleed on anything? And I looked down, and it was just like, as soon as I bent my arm, because I tightened the skin, it opened it up, and it just started bleeding everywhere. And I was like, fuck, I got to get it to the hospital now.
You
Mostly-
found bone?
No, it missed the bone. It is, it's approximately a half of an inch to the side of my bone.
Okay.
It didn't hit any major tendons or anything. I mean,
Well,
I'm a lucky motherfucker is all
That's a
there is
good
to it.
thing.
As deep as it went, I mean, it's the muscle it cut is the muscles that control these two fingers. If you guys do that and you can feel that muscle move on your arm, that's right where I cut it, right in the middle of that part of your arm, right
fun.
beside the bone. Yeah.
Okay.
Those don't work
So
too
I'm-
well on me.
What's that?
My left hand, that doesn't really work too well.
Well, do it with your other hand then. It doesn't have to be
Mm.
your left. I'm using my left hand because my right arm is sitting on a pillow trying to not hurt.
So the guy who playing Fester there now, I know where I saw him. It was the Last Man on Earth show. If you ever saw that one, he played kind of a psychotic, like murderer dude.
I can see him playing that.
He's
Megan-
pretty good at playing like the weird, strange guy that everybody's kind of freaked out by. He's good at playing
Well,
those
that's
roles.
definitely who he played on The Last Man on Earth.
That's basically how he played Fester too. So
Well, sometimes, you can actually get lucky and have an actor's general acting style / personality blend in with the character. And that's when you get you get a good, solid character, on screen.
yeah, I didn't have really too much of a problem with how he played Fester. Just thought they just needed to bulk him up a little bit. That's all.
Yeah,
just
he's
to look a little
definitely
bit
too
more.
thin.
Yeah.
But he's just kind of a scrawny guy anyways, so, But yeah, I agree. They should have bulked him. Because Fester was obviously over bulked during the entire series, and we all knew it. And it's okay. It was just the way he looked,
Yeah.
They definitely overstuffed his clothes. Could you imagine being him? He probably had like all of his body was stuffed around with like cotton and shit to make him bulkier. He probably sweated his balls off while fucking filming that shit
Yeah.
every day, just sweating balls. Did I tell you I figured out that's what happened to me?
Oh.
Because I'm so hot-blooded, and if I curl up in a ball, I turn into like a fireball. I get so hot. I think that I was in the womb, and I was in like a fireball position, and it got too hot, and my balls fell off.
There you go.
That's what I think happened.
Oh man, I wish I could have that again. I'm cold. I had old person syndrome.
Oh no. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't.
I
want to be old so I don't sweat anymore. Like I can do the smallest thing and I just drip with sweat.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
my
just
God.
slid your balls off there, huh?
Literally, I just sweat all the time. As soon as it's over like 65 degrees out, 60, 65, I'm sweating. And I don't stop until it gets back down to that.
God, I used to.
I'm not really
used
trying to
to
show
s-
off. I'm just too hot to put a shirt on.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
And I
Diane, I'm
used to
sorry.
do 65 degrees on the furnace. Now I've got to turn it up to 80.
See, I can't wait to get that I'm colder, my circulation's bad. That just sounds like heaven to me.
Well, my
It'd be a really good time for me to
circulation-
live where I am.
Well, my circulation has been pretty shitty my whole life, at least out on my extremities. And
Yeah.
I assure you, cold hurts. I mean, cold is painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't take cold too well.
I mean, isn't it what they say happens to older people and that's why they get cold? Isn't it? Is it circulation lowering? I thought maybe.
Usually, but I mean, for as long as I can remember, I have not really heated myself outside of my torso.
Okay. I mean, with me, it's anemia.
Oh, okay.
Because when my kidneys failed, I just went anemic and stayed there.
So what you're saying is anemia kidney.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, anemia. Yeah, anemia, new kidney. Yeah. So what kind of diet do they have you on, Diana?
Oh, my word. A renal diet is very easy to follow. Do not eat, do not drink. They restrict everything.
No, I meant the types
Yeah.
of foods you can eat. Like for me, my doctor made me go vegan. She forced me to go vegan because meat and any animal byproduct is harder on your kidneys than plant protein.
Okay. Now
Plant protein is really easy for your kidneys to process.
they want me to eat red meat because it has protein. And of course, I
Okay.
do not have money. So red meat's a little difficult to come by.
Yeah.
Because I tried to use the leftover food stamps from Pennsylvania. They said I could, but I can't.
Well, what the hell do you do then? That's like money you can't spend.
Yeah. So
Did you get a hold of
guess
Pennsylvania to see if there's some kind of solution for it?
No, I haven't. I don't know.
Maybe they could transfer it into an EBT account into New York for you, maybe?
They don't do that.
Shit.
No, when you leave the state, you lose it.
Damn.
Assholes.
I mean,
Well,
that's
I try to help you out,
$2,000.
but I'm out of stamps right now. I'm out of EBT right now myself.
Yeah, it's
I gotta
okay,
wait
honey. You need
another
the
week.
food more. You need the food more than I do.
No, you need it more than I do. I can fucking still go out and find something to work and get money under the table. I just made $100 and some odd because that's what I did.
Oh well.
It's
Okay,
just I
then.
went back for a 30-minute touch-up and I cut myself. I had the rest of the job all done. That's the kick in the ass, right?
Oh my. Oh my. No, I was going to say something and I forgot what it was. But I would forget my own name were it not on my passport, and then that's the other thing I've got to do. I still have to get my Social Security card replaced, my Medicare card replaced, and a couple other things. Because I lost my backpack a while back, and everything was in it.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh Lord.
Kyle said his movie is Jaws 4. They never should have done it.
Which one's Kyle?
Cosmic Kyle.
Oh, in the chat. That is.
Yeah.
I haven't looked
Well,
over
he's
his
my best
chat
buddy,
yet.
so he's my best buddy, so I told him I was coming over here, so he came to hang out, I guess.
Oh well then. Welcome.
Good
How the
deal.
hell are
I've
you?
seen past Jaws 1.
Oh my.
Oh, holy spackle. HS. Beck's doing his best drag, not imitation. No, I look better than drag, man. Sorry. I got a better chest. No, I don't know. I haven't seen drag in on a line in years, like 2 years. I don't even know what he looks like anymore. No, see, somebody was saying something about Drag yesterday about him not wearing shirts because he gets so hot. So all summer he doesn't wear shirts. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like I have a fan on me already. I can't do anything else. Take clothes off.
Oh.
It's the only reason the cold is better than the heat. You can add layers and you can add warmth. You can't take your skin off. You can only go so low.
Well,
and then you're still hot.
You just shouldn't.
Well, you couldn't, because I think once you started stripping your own skin off, you'd pass out and then you just bleed out. So I don't think you'd be successful.
Well, that's why, like I said, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're able to. It's not a good idea.
Oh, Kate, I miss you.
Well,
No, my point is you're not able to, but you're right. It's really not a good idea. PSA, I would not suggest it. I mean, I wouldn't even suggest cutting yourself like I did. Never mind trying to peel your skin back. Ugh.
Yeah. This has gotten nice and morbid, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yay.
I do have some good news.
What's that?
My mustache is finally, look at it. It's finally actually growing in. It's not just a bunch of blonde hair. It's turning black finally.
Okay, but turn your head a little bit to the side. Yeah, see, it looks like there's only half of it. Maybe it's the lighting, but it looks like you only have it on one side.
It is darker on the right side of me, so it is kind of showing it off more. But my left side, here's an interesting thing. When I had my kidney surgery, because they had to cut me all the way around my side, they cut a bunch of nerves. Okay.
Ooh.
So the left side of my body doesn't grow hair as much now.
It's weird.
Everything north of my kidney, my armpit hair is less on this side than this side. I mean, I'm not kidding. My face is like that too. My mustache, it's split right down the middle of my face. And it grows better on this side, which is why this is darker. I actually had to trim this back because it started getting so long and this is so short, it looks stupid. I had to cut the mustache I've been waiting for and trim it back to match the other side so I don't look like an idiot. But yeah, no, it's blonder on this side. You're right. Yeah. It's just weird, man. So I got to wait for this side. It'll take longer to grow in. Like it eventually will, but it'll be thinner too.
Yeah.
So I'll just
like a big old Fu Manchu, right?
Oh, I could, yeah. Once I'm about 3 years on testosterone, yeah. I haven't even hit 2 years yet. This September is 2 years.
God, it's been 2 years already.
I know, right?
Yeah, nerve damage is weird that way with it. How it can split on one side and not the other. I have that too. With
yeah, it's really strange. And I've also been kind of like playing with the feeling where I had surgery, where I had the mastectomy.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, it's really good that I had that because there was some shit in that breast tissue that they would have had to take it out anyways. So I think I saved my own life by being trans because they wouldn't have found it otherwise. They just dug so deep and did extra ultrasounds and like did the digital squish me as flat as they could, put me in a huge bunch of pain to look at everything. They did it more thorough than normally and they saw that shit. But anyways,
good.
So the way they cut me, the way she ended up cutting me is one side, the cut's closer to my sternum and the other side it's over here, you know, like say my chin is my sternum, right? So, and it's weird how the pattern of feeling is. And now on my right side has the smaller incision, but around my nipple is still numb. But my left side where the bigger incision is, I'm getting feeling on 1/4 of my nipple. So it's just weird. It's so strange how nerves are and how they're, you know, how they work and how they're connected and why they are where they are. I mean, it looks stupid when you look at it, but when you scientifically, like medically look at it, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I don't know like much about the topic, but people, when it comes to nerves, people tell me I do have a lot. Oh no.
Yes, I've heard that too. I've heard people say that
Yeah.
to you.
But yeah,
But I don't think they're referring to actual like nerves in your body, more of like a mental.
Oh. Well, I'm
yeah,
definitely mental. They tell me that too.
Yeah, right. Me too.
yeah.
Are you kidding? Like a quarter of the community hates me.
Really?
Whatever. Well, it was because I was on that medicine. Honestly,
Oh,
I said things that I needed to say, but I did not say them as tactfully as I normally would, and I was a real dickhead about how I was just a dickhead.
Oh, you were never mean to me.
no, I
Well,
remember.
you've never made me have a reason to be mean to you, Kate.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember.
that sounds like a challenge, but okay.
You've never like stabbed me in the back. You've never been bad to me. You've never been a bad person to me.
Oh, there
So
we go.
why would I? It would like be me being like angry at Mage for what?
Yeah.
Being a calm, cool, sweet person that likes to help everybody. God, yeah, Mage is such a dick.
Yes, I am.
If that makes you a dick, you are the biggest dick, Mage.
I am such an asshole.
Such an asshole. That's funny.
Get me in on movie reviews, and I'm just a horrible old conservative right winger.
Oh, darn it.
I'm going to tell you one thing. Right now, I am really glad that I was born left-handed and they made me change later because I can use both hands. And now, like, I'm having to, like, cut up food and stuff with my left hand. And I'm like, hey, I'm not too bad at it, actually. I've never done it before.
Well, it's weird because like I'm left-handed. I was never raised to not be left-handed. But
Right.
For a while, I thought I was like getting carpal tunnel or some shit. It turns out I was just sitting at the wrong angle. And so I tried to switch hands. Like I bought a left-handed trackball and cannot use the fucker. I'm so used to a right-handed trackball mouse.
Oh, it's weird to you that it's tilted the correct way. Right. No, I get it.
It's just like, well, my left thumb, which should be the most accurate, is just so awkward on that little ball trying to put it where I'm supposed to put it. It's just like, I can't do it. I've trained myself to be a right-handed trackballer.
I actually had to switch the mouse buttons after the arthritis kicked in.
Oh, so you could use the other hand?
I still use my right hand. I just had to switch the mouse buttons around.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've had a whole 24 hours now of consistently using my mouse with my left hand, and I'm pretty good at it. So I've always had the tendency to do things with my left hand because my mom told me, because I was like, Mom, was I supposed to be left-handed? And because we were, when you're kids and you're all like bored country kids in the snow in the winter, you have nothing to do. And people are like playing with your hands. Oh, I fold my fingers like this. And I'm like, oh, well, that feels weird to me. I fold mine like this. And they're like, oh, only left-handed people do that. I'm like, that's weird. So eventually I went to my mom and said, Mom, was I supposed to be left-handed or something? Because all these years there's been little hints. And by this time I'm like 14, And she's like, well, when you were a baby, you did everything with your left hand. Then you went to kindergarten and started using your right hand. And I just thought you switched. And I said, no, I think I remember them telling me to use my right hand. And then after a while, memory started coming back. And I started remembering them taking the crayon out of my left hand and putting it in my right hand. And telling me I was using the wrong hand. Yeah.
If I didn't have the,
that's the backwoods place I grew up in.
Yeah, if I didn't have the stroke at birth, I wonder how if I would have been ambidextrous.
Probably would have been.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I remember someone noticing I'm left-handed because of the way I was making check marks on a form. Because if you're left-handed, the long end of a check mark goes the other way.
Right?
And so now on my Amazon wish list, I have a T-shirt that has a check mark going the left-handed way, and it says, "You wouldn't understand. It's a left-handed thing."
That's great.
You know,
I like
I
it.
really should
like it.
purchase that at some point.
You
I have
should.
another one that says the same thing. It's just not with the check mark. Completely different
Yeah.
package. Yeah.
It's true though. But let me tell you what, it's not funny. Some things out there you really have to have it left-handed to use it. It's just too awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really weird to use a pair of right-handed scissors when you're left-handed. When you're using your left
Can't
hand.
do it. It's so
It's
awkward.
so it's like
The
well, you naturally squeeze a certain way when you snip scissors, which is why they're designed that way. But with your left hand, you're trying to pull the opposite way, so you have to make your left hand pull the other way that you wouldn't normally while squeezing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, and it makes it really fucking hard to use them.
Like the most you can do really is turn them upside down and hope for the best.
Yes, that does help. Yes, that does help a little bit, but not much.
The scissors I have
Or
are
hope that they're sharp and you can do the rip, and you don't have to snip all the way.
Hey, I have some scissors that are apparently designed to be held in both hands.
Yeah, they do make some. Yeah, that are ambi. Yeah.
I remember in school, I always had to go looking for the scissors with the green rubber on the handle to let you know they're left-handed.
Oh, they didn't have different ones when I was a kid. I'm too old.
No, they definitely when I was little, they had the big mug or whatever full of scissors, and the left-handed ones had these green rubber things on the end.
I don't remember that.
Didn't know that. Yeah, no, we had they were all like varied colors, blunt ended. They were dull as fuck, and you couldn't cut anything with them. And you had to go to try to cut through the construction paper because they were so dull because they didn't want any kids getting hurt that you weren't allowed to touch them.
Yeah,
right there, the green thingy on the handle.
Oh, cool. It says lefty.
Huh.
Yep. Had to go digging for those because otherwise I couldn't cut a damn thing.
Yeah.
Well, even if you had the right size, right type of scissors for you, you still can't cut anything with those things.
I bet you that's why they made me switch hands in kindergarten. It was the scissors. We didn't have lefty scissors.
I don't
Of course,
remember.
we didn't have an education there either, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing those before, so I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have them in my school.
Maybe. I was raised in Vermont. We're more progressive here.
Yeah, I was raised in West Virginia, and they basically talked to us for like 1 hour about slavery, and then just moved on.
Yeah, I was raised down here, and
your education was about that mountain mama, whoever she is.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And the whole Black History Month with this whole slavery and everything. What they would do is only the black students got to hear that.
Really?
Yeah, during the whole Black History Month, they'd take all the black students out of the classroom and they'd go listen to the whole thing, and then they'd come back.
Weird.
So anyone who didn't have black skin didn't get to hear that.
So what did they do if someone was mixed?
I don't know. I guess it had to do with whatever.
Cut them in half.
Yeah. Then we get half the class then.
Yeah.
But, no, I just thought it was kind of bullshit. They did that because I was interested in hearing that kind of history. I wanted to know about this stuff. Because they'd come back to the class and they'd start talking about what they heard in their class. I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting.
I get this one spot in my throat that randomly goes dry, and it just chokes the shit out of me.
I get that sometimes though, yeah.
It's so weird.
Though a lot recently, a lot of what I've been getting is like mucus going to the back of my throat and causing me to cough a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah, change of season does that shit to you.
Well, my nose was getting plugged up for a little while there, maybe allergies or something, and so I would wake up with my mouth completely dry, because I couldn't have breathed through my nose while I was asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had
Waking up
that.
like that sucks.
Yeah. That's about how I woke up this morning.
But my nose is nice and clear now, so it's not happening. Uh,
Hey, talk about school. I'm so old that when I was in junior high school, they were still calling the Civil War the war between the states.
hmm. Well, I know someone who used to refer to it as
Damn it,
the War
Diana.
of Northern Aggression.
Say again?
I knew someone who used to refer to it as the War of Northern Aggression.
Okay.
Civil War?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those damn Northerners.
Consarnate?
Huh?
Consarnate? No? Okay, never mind.
I don't know. I have bad hearing too, so I might have just misheard. It didn't sound like a word that you said. I don't know what
It
you
was
said.
consarnate, like dadgummit and all of those. You know?
Oh, yeah. No, it was different when I was a kid. It was
Dagnabbit?
yeah, but something like that, like carns. Yeah, I can't say.
Hey,
that.
Purple's here.
Hey.
Really close.
Oh, here.
Purple.
San Francisco authorities have confirmed
Come on in.
the city has initiated steps to force Elon Musk to remove the X from the top of his former Twitter headquarters.
Well, I understand he didn't put that up there
After-
with permission.
Yeah, after new evidence confirmed Musk was going to use the symbol to summon his alien. What? Okay, this guy's bullshitting.
Mm.
Never mind.
Though I
I
have
heard that sentence.
Yeah, but I have heard they're pushing. I have heard other sources saying that they are pushing to try and get him to remove it.
Well, I did hear that he did not have permission to put it there.
Yeah, I've heard some of that he may have not have gotten permission to put it up there in the first place.
It happens. People do things without permission all the time.
I guess it's easier to ask, or it's easier to do it and then apologize than to ask before you do it.
Yeah. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than for acceptance ahead of time. Yeah. What?
Thank you for
Permission.
asking.
Permission.
Yeah.
I guess it depends. Is the cost to get permission in less than the cost to pay the fine for putting it up?
Yeah.
Well, you know, maybe the money is worth it rather than having to fight the bureaucracy that said no from the outset.
Mm.
Yeah, because sometimes you can do stuff like that and nobody does a damn thing. I mean,
Yeah.
only if your name's Trump, but until now. But
Like, I put this thing up and, you know, now you want me to take it down, but look at how much work that would be. Oh, whatever, it's fine. We'll just say,
Some of the settings on things looks like it's a seizure inducing. Have you seen that thing flashing?
what's
Some of
the X?
God.
No,
Yeah, the X.
I know it flashed.
I've seen a
he's going to
few
get sued for that.
shots of it with facing another building flashing.
He's going to get, if there's not a warning before that, he's going to get sued for that. You have to put it somewhere on the screen, even if it's down in the bottom corner, small. You legally have to tell people.
How you doing, hon?
I don't know. I just got up and my head's not feeling so good.
Allergies or seasonal cold or
Yeah, some kind of sinus thing. So it's
Oh, that's
probably
lovely.
just allergies messing with me.
Mage was just saying he's getting the allergy mucus that chokes you.
Yeah.
That goes down the back of your throat thing.
Yeah. I get
Well,
that.
I have been having a lot of problems and realizing I've got to be paying attention now to the air quality warnings.
Yeah, especially where you are with those wildfires, for sure.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
getting me a lot more this summer though than it had last year.
Just get out your spare mask that you had from COVID and wear them while you're outside.
Yeah, I got this really nice dusk mask. I had to do a few small modifications to it, but it works really good for what it is. It's a silicone mask.
Seems like it's been a while since there's been an air quality warning here. We were getting them all the time for a while, but it seems like it's been quite some time now.
So it's just that smoke's not hitting you anymore.
I guess
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, no, it's
we
still.
were getting it mostly from Quebec.
Yeah, because it was coming all the way across Canada.
Yeah.
And it was staying on the low side and also going into the US, and it was just like straddling the border all the way across there. But now it's mostly in like Minnesota and Chicago right now, perps, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, it's not something that usually happens in Minnesota.
No. They just can't stop those fires, so it just depends on which way the wind's blowing, folks. It's a roll of the dice.
Well,
But the good news is with all the rain that everybody's been having, it's been knocking some of that crap out of the atmosphere. So it hasn't. I think that's one of the reasons it's hasn't been going as far.
Yeah, and the rain keeps missing us.
We didn't start the fire.
It's true, we didn't.
Yeah.
It was always burning.
Since the Earth's been turning.
Yeah, it sounds like California forest right there up north, huh?
Mhm.
There's always something burning in Northern California. It's just like those people in the tornado alley where they say, "This is the 5th time I've built my house."
I still have to wonder, like, why do people still live in places like that when they know that they're going to have to rebuild their house?
Take the money that the insurance gave you, sell your land to a farmer for cheap, and get the fuck out of there. They just paid you a lump sum to rebuild your house. You don't have to build it there.
Well, Tornado Alley is about 1,000 miles wide. The chances of two places getting hit by a tornado or the chance of a place getting hit by a tornado twice is really extremely rare.
Yeah, but it happens.
It can happen, but
it doesn't
you've
happen
got some
all the
kind of
time,
natural disasters everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I exaggerate when I said 5 times. One person actually said, "This is the 3rd time I've rebuilt my house. This is the 3rd time I've had to rebuild my house." 3 times in that town, I would move. Exactly for that reason, Purple. That is not okay. That's a dangerous place to live. That's what that is. So like the rest of the year, you're fine, but when tornado season comes, you just like, okay, are we gonna die this year, or
Let's roll those dice. Live on the edge.
is it gonna hit my house or just the neighbors this year? It's gonna come. Well, I've noticed a lot of places I've lived that there's like a 2-year gap between cycles. Like you'll have like a really shitty winter. This happened all the time when I lived in Ohio. Have a really shitty winter, bad winter, and then you'd have 2 mild, and then the 3rd one would be shitty again.
Whoa.
And it just seems like it happens like that. It's just a constant fluctuation,
You were in Ohio. How could you tell a good one from a bad one?
Oh, they have beautiful days there in Ohio.
I'm kidding.
No, they really do. The fall is amazing there. It's so nice to work out. You can be outside and the sun's not too hot, or because, middle of Ohio is 900 feet above sea level. I'm 7,500 now, so it's a little hotter up here by the sun. Just saying. And if I went up to the ski resort, I could get up to 13,500, I think it is, or 14,000.
Well, we certainly have ski resorts here in Vermont.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Where are you at above sea level? How many feet?
I have no idea whatsoever, actually. I've never looked. Let's see.
Just curious. And check your nearest ski lodge just for fun and tell me how high it is. Because they're usually pretty high.
how to look this up. It looks like 328 feet above sea level.
That's it.
Yeah.
Your toes are almost in the ocean, Kate. How high up is your nearest?
It's a landlocked state though, so that might just be, how many feet to Lake Champlain.
Well, no, they just base it off. Don't they base it off of the ocean?
I don't know.
Because it's sea level, above sea level.
Yeah, because actually the Great Lakes are about 600 feet above sea level.
All right, then I guess I'm like 328 feet above sea level.
That's about right. That's about right if you're not up on a mountain.
Let's see. Why am I totally blanking? Right now,
because the northeast is lower, and as you come out towards like West Virginia, Ohio, it gets, you get the Appalachia, Blue Ridge, and all that, and then it dips back down a little bit, and then it goes up higher.
Well,
when you get down here, it's
one of our highest mountains here is 4,395 feet.
Oh, that's cute. That's a little lower than Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Albuquerque's around I think Albuquerque's around 5,000 feet, and we're 2,500 above them. And then if you go up to the ski resort where I slept the first time I brought my tiny home to Santa Fe in the snow, and I had to drive up that fucking icy mountain, it was scary as hell. It's really steep, and it's a good 35-40 minute drive up that mountain to get to the ski resort. That's how, because you got to go up another 5,000 feet from where we are.
The highest point in Minnesota is Eagle Mountain, 2,301 feet.
What's your what are you at though, Perps? Sea level.
I think it's probably around 600. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Probably around that.
Trying to find the thing that says is where I'm at. I think it was 13 feet.
No, because you're in Florida.
Actually, we're a bit over 1,000 feet here.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess you could be, because there's parts of Ohio that are 900 feet.
Well, like I said, I think the lowest point in the state is probably, at least 500.
Yeah.
So I went looking for a gadget or something to buy. I wanted to buy myself a toy, not exactly retail therapy. I just kind of wanted to buy something, and they don't have the kind of stuff I went looking for. Mm-hmm. It's very
like what?
Well, what I really want is some sort of futuristic, like forearm computer, like a wrist computer kind of thing, Like
they have those.
That goes around your wrist. No, they don't. I've been looking and looking and looking. Unless I'm using the wrong search criteria, I can't find any.
I've never been able to find it.
The retail merchandise people have keyboards and stuff that go on their arms that are like mini computers.
Oh, well, then it's not the same thing.
But I don't know how you would. But that's the only way I've ever seen them, though. The only time I've ever seen them myself is in retail, and they're designed just to do inventory with. That's the software for them.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. Yeah. Now, I used something like that when I was temping in an Amazon warehouse.
Yeah.
Because that's like how we'd find the inventory we were supposed to bring to the people, on the conveyor belt line.
Kate, you're smart enough. Just make your own and market it. People would buy the shit out of that.
I'm not that kind of smart.
Fuck, whatever.
No, I mean seriously. I'm good with words. I'm good as an artist. I am not an electrician.
Oh, you don't mess with computers and shit?
I mess with what computers can do, but I don't mess around with their insides.
Okay, see, I apologize then. I thought you had built a computer or something at some point.
The inside part is easy.
Thinking about somebody else.
The stylized case is what's going to sell it. You can get anybody to put guts into it.
Yeah, but
That's true.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about my skill level is like I could probably ruin a computer just by opening the case. So I'm going to stick with what I know, and what I know is art.
Okay, well, then you design it and sell your design to a company.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
you ask
you
for
know,
like 1% or 2% of the profits and ask for 100 of them free, and you give them out to all of us because we all
Right.
want one too.
Yeah, well, who doesn't, right?
All it would really be is it would you're basically just saying a little bit skinnier, longer cell phone with a keyboard.
More or less.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like a tablet with a flexible screen. Because they make those too. Have you seen those phones
Yes.
that open like a
Mhm.
book?
Yes.
You know, you could easily make that same kind of screen in like a forearm shape that you could wear as like a cuff or something.
Yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
like Leela's wrist computer thing.
More or less, yeah.
Futurama.
I would like give a lot for that to have something like that.
So what you could do is make it only about 2 inches wide each section, and the top that flips out is the rest of your screen, and the bottom that flips out is your keyboard.
Well, I was picturing something a
And
little
then,
different, but yeah, I mean that'd be cool too.
because then you could have that screen, you know. Yeah, my buddy has one of those phones, Kate, and I checked it out and played with it and watched videos on it, and it's seamless. You can't tell
Yeah.
that the screen was ever folded. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool what we can do now. It's just too bad we don't
Yeah.
have flying cars and spaceships yet.
I would
You'll see 'em.
absolutely love to have a proper keyboard on my cell phone. I
Oh,
absolutely hate typing on the screen.
yes, my phone and I disagree where my finger landed constantly.
Yeah, I've
Wait a
got that
minute,
problem too
Purple.
with
Isn't
toys
there
giving me the letter under it.
Purple? Aren't there's keyboards for cell phones?
Are there?
Isn't there? I could have
Not really
sworn.
easily portable ones. I mean, I have a keyboard I
Yeah.
can put into my phone, but it would absolutely require like a belt satchel to bring with you.
Well, then again, my phone is so big, I actually have to wear a pouch on my belt anyway.
It's kind of funny, like sometimes I see, like there was an image of a Japanese girl, I assume she's Japanese, holding this gigantic, like magazine-sized tablet up to her head to speak like it's a phone. You know, it's just like it's bigger than my Kindle for fuck's sake. It would literally look like she was holding a copy of Life magazine up to her head. Like, you know, the line between tablet and phone is blurred just a bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what's
Okay,
what's on
perps. Private
my
chat.
yeah my uncle has a refrigerator that has the screen on it. Yeah, that's in fact I was just gonna post that up myself. Off back, but yeah,
And it folds
basically
up really small, almost small, pretty much small to fit in your pocket.
yeah, basically the screen on my uncle's refrigerator is effectively a cell phone and screen.
Nice.
I don't know why you.
Hey,
need
perps,
that
what
on a-
kind of phone do you have? Do you have Android or iPhone?
It's an Android.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's an idea of one of the smaller ones they make, but they make a whole bunch of different kinds too.
Interesting. Yeah.
And that also, of course, is going to wirelessly charge it while you're using your phone. So pretty cool. And that's only what 2 inches longer than a cell phone, 1.5 inches longer than a cell phone, and it folds up into like a 1x2 thing or something, which is I mean that's pretty portable.
Yeah, well, more than anything, I use my phone for texting, and I just get so frustrated because it doesn't think I'm pressing where I think I'm pressing.
Yeah, I know. I have old people fingers too with phones. I have to. If it wasn't for autocorrect, I would probably sound like an idiot most of the time. Honestly, I type too fast, is what it is. I'm over here like
the thumbs thing. I actually do the swipe typing. It's much easier for me. But I try to do it with my thumbs. I'm like, this is not how I type. And like changing over from like using all of my hands, it doesn't work. I can't do the thumbs thing.
Yeah. Well, I used
Well,
to
you
have
know-
one of those little
be right
slider
back.
phones that just had a slide out keyboard that was the same size as the screen. And just I liked that so much better than what I've got now.
yeah, I remember
But I
those.
couldn't find one anymore that's supported by the phone networks.
Doesn't like Nokia or something like that still? No, they don't make them anymore. I thought it was Nokia that originally had those. Maybe it wasn't Nokia. Fuck, which one was it? Oh, the old companies are hard to remember now. Might have been an LG.
Yeah, I can't even
LG
remember.
did some of those phones too.
I think the one I had was an LG, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, and at first they made the flip open kind, and then they made the slider, and everybody was so excited about the slider because you could just go and open it, close it, put it back in your pocket. Yeah. But I got used to using my thumbs because I had one of those old LG flip phones when they first came out, and they had the little bendable antenna you could pull up to get better reception. They were like one of the last cell phones they made that had an antenna on them.
Yeah, I had one of those back in the late 90s.
Yeah, you had to like push the buttons to get to the letter.
Yeah, you had to push the button 3 or 4 times to get the letter you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting there at my sister's house, and this phone was like 2 years old, 3 years old by this time. I'd had it for a while, and didn't have any money to upgrade yet. And so I'm talking to her, and I'm texting at the same time, and I'm over here going with both my thumbs, and she goes, "Wait a minute, did you just actually type something while we were just talking on that with your thumbs? No, let me read that. That you could not have written anything that means a word." And she read it, and it was a complete sentence. And I was like, well, I didn't put the period on the end because you stopped me, but here you go, So to me, using thumbs on a cell phone, I type with both thumbs all the time on my cell phone because of that phone.
I can't do it with the thumbs.
Yeah. Yeah, my landlord's like that. She's over here going, oops, back. I'm like, Jody, you take forever to text. I love her, though. She's great. Great lady. When I was like really depressed and that medication was hitting me hard and I didn't know what it was yet, and my depression first started really bad, and I like lost my job and everything because I blew up at somebody and I was just being a dick. And I was in my house for I didn't leave the house for 2 weeks, and she kept bringing me food. It was so sweet of her. She was like, "Here, I made extra." And I'm like, yeah. By accident. Yeah, I know. But the good news is I got some really good homemade Hispanic food. So I'm not bitching. That's a good thing about being around Italians and Hispanics and really backwood country folk. Something goes wrong, they feed you. It's just what they automatically do. You always get good food out of it.
Yeah, my ultra conservative neighbors were giving me food after that hurricane.
See? Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, Molly.
Oh, I got somebody new inside chat.
A live stream of a virtual hangout. Well, I mean, sort of. There's just nobody's talking in the chat. But if you want to talk to us, Benjamin, we'll be happy to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
Molly managed to crack open her automated fetch ball, and she broke it.
Oh.
So she's
Automated fetch ball? What, does it throw itself?
It bounces around and moves. It has this motor inside that causes
Oh,
it to
yeah.
move
Okay,
around.
I know.
I had something like that for the cats, but they don't care, but put down like a box or a piece of paper and they love it.
Yeah, Molly was playing with it and she managed to crack it open and she broke it now and she was all sad. And she needed a hug.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the automated
Yeah, they make
toys
them
often
for.
don't work well for the cats because they're often spooked by the sound of the motors.
They're too noisy. I was gonna say that. They had those. Remember the plastic ones with the raccoon tail?
Yeah,
It looked
I
like a
had one of
squirrel
those.
tail, but it was raccoon colored for some
Yeah.
weird reason. Yeah, and they roll around, and the cats would want to chase them, but when they got close and that, they'd go,
Yeah,
it's too
I had
loud.
one
It
of
like
those.
hurts their
Sammy didn't like
ears.
it at all.
They made another one purple that's got like gel or something around it. I don't remember, and it's quieter.
Now there was
It's
one
got
that
some kind
Xander
of
would
layer
play
around
with.
it.
There was like this little sort of circular mat that had a like an arm underneath it that held this little thing that sort of looked like that raccoon tail you're talking about, and it would just sort of spin around randomly.
Yes.
And so the cat would try to chase what was underneath the mat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was expecting that ball to eventually break anyway, because they made the outer casing of it a hard plastic, and the thing bounces around when it's turned on. So they should have made that into like a softer, something more absorbent for shock.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think one company did put some kind of a layer on the outside of one of them. I just don't remember the company. I saw it somewhere. Of course, it might have gotten chewed off by the cats or something. And they quit doing it. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I was going to say Benjamin said he's working as a wilderness guide this summer. It's a great time. Also dealing with some emotional stuff, and I don't want to get in the way of my job and my well-being. Going to talk to my therapist soon, hopefully. We are all about mental health here, buddy. Yes, you need to talk to a therapist. Do it. I think everybody should have one.
Yep.
Everybody should have one, and I think it should be regular visits should be damn near free. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think everybody should see a therapist at least a couple times a year, just like your regular physicals.
I regularly see my therapist, Mary Jane, on a daily basis.
Me too.
And police officers should be mandatory.
And then I have my actual therapist, Mike. I call him Magic Mike. Well, because his wife, they have money, and his wife loves to dress him. And like, he said, yeah, I'm kind of her Ken doll, but she has really good taste. So he always looks really nice. This guy's like 75 now. He does marathons and triathlons, so his body's still in really good shape, despite the the loosening of skin and wrinkles kind of thing. So I call him Magic Mike because he's always like dressed really like metro. He's kind of like metrosexually dressed, but it looks good on him.
Yeah, Benjamin, I'm just lucky that my insurance covers it for me. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you can afford it then, Ben. Yeah. That's good stuff, man. It's important. I actually took a break from my therapist, Purple. After all that intensive, I was doing 9 hours a week of intensive outpatient therapy. Mm-hmm. And then I quit taking that bupropion, and I was just like, I woke up 5 days after I quit taking it, and I was just like, the world was clear again. And I looked at myself in the mirror and said, what the fuck was that? Like I was someone different. I don't even know who that person was. And yeah, we're all in the US.
Yeah, we're all in the US today.
Oh, well, when you left all the DM groups, everybody was concerned about you.
Well, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were worried because you just kind of disappeared without an explanation.
I was just mad at the world, Perps. I was mad at I wasn't even like mad at you guys, but any little thing was irritating me. And someone talking about some kind of drama in any of the chats, she was just setting me off, and it was crazy. Like that Wellbutrin made me nuts. It was the most horrible thing.
Well, I was wondering because nobody, I asked in several different chats, and nobody seemed to know what had put you off.
Yeah, well, also barely anybody checked on me too. So you were one of the few people I kept in contact with me during that. Like other people everybody just quit talking to me. All of Ben's people hate me,
What? What the hell? What happened?
Okay, I don't want to get into a big thing about it, but my mental health started declining. And as everybody that hung out with us knows, I'm sure Purple even knows, like Ben went through some hard shit for like a year there. And I had his back. I would check on him all the time. I'd message him on Twitter, and he'd be like, "Oh no, I'm fine." I'd be like, "Nah, no, you're not," And then we'd get into a back room, and he would talk to me and stuff. And he was just having a really bad time for a while, and I was totally there for him. And then when my mental health started declining, he was like, "All right, man, good luck. Hope you can fix it." And I was hurt by that, man. He was my best friend. I was like, dude, who am I supposed to talk to now? You're the guy that had my back. And I felt totally just left out in the cold. And
the two of you were like brothers.
Well,
exactly. And I sent him an email, and I was very mean, and I was an asshole in it, and I should have said all of it more tactfully and politely and not hurt his feelings. And I was a total dick to him. So everybody in that group got mad. I don't blame them. I don't blame them a bit. But the thing is that they don't know now that was medication and not Beck speaking. So there's no recovering from it. It's been too long. It's been 9 months. There's no recovery.
That sucks.
So, I mean, it's not like what I said wasn't true. I told him I was upset that he abandoned me, basically. But the way I said it, and I told him to, like, go grow the fuck up, get a therapist. Like, I went off. I was being an asshole, man. I really was. But it is it is what it is now.
I don't know.
I get to deal with the consequences.
I think if you wanted to make an effort there, I think you probably could, especially like if you reach out to BB and explain it to her first.
Well, right now I just have been going in the chats where he's at like I used to, and I'm just commenting and just acting like everything's cool, and whatever happens.
Yeah, Ben's not in too many of the other chat groups.
No, he's no, I meant like when he's on panels.
Oh yeah.
I get in the chats. Yeah. Yeah. Like I watched Transatlantic, whether, even when I was mad at him, I watched it some, because he's brilliant. He's going to be a fucking amazing doctor.
Yeah, I never get to catch it live. I only get to watch the reruns.
The bottom line is he's just so much younger than me that him and I are in two different worlds.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And I took it out on him instead of, I just could have handled it a lot better. It could have been a civil discussion. But basically, when it all started, I got mad one night because somebody kept interrupting all the time. And I was like, dude, stop, or something. I don't remember exactly what the conversation was. And Bolt said, you interrupt all the time. And I was like, everybody does. So what? It happens. You're on the internet. There's lags. People's internets waver. Everybody interrupts everybody at some point.
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep saying that the feature that StreamYard needs most is a raise hand thing so the moderator can know who's waiting to talk next.
I'm surprised they don't have it yet, Perps. They've been adding on stuff left and right for content creators, so people will keep using their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are other stream services getting up there too.
Yeah.
And Diana's
you can also
down and hiding behind her name tag, so nobody even knows she's there.
I know, she's like leaning on the table. I think she's done with us.
Yeah, last night when I couldn't
sleep.
Last night when I couldn't get StreamYards to work, Eric, I was looking at another one called Restream.
I've heard a bit about Restream. I don't know much about it.
There's also a VDo Ninja and an EMX something. Yeah. Maya uses the EMX something, and she can do a lot of things with it. So check out that one. You got whoever.
Yeah.
Anybody that's fed up with StreamYards, check that out.
StreamYards,
because I think it has more stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
I still don't find any real fault in StreamYards, and it has added a bunch of new features I haven't even explored yet.
Yeah, like they gave you free background music to use, just so if there's a pause, there's a noise going on, and people don't think that the stream froze up or something because people stopped talking for 2 seconds.
Speaking about streamers, you're planning on setting up the Wednesday stream, and then I'll be just hosting it?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure I heard that right.
I can jump in with you, Mage.
All right, yeah.
What time do you start that again? Your time?
It'll be 3 p.m.
Yeah, it's 2 p.m. Central.
Oh, okay. So 1 my time. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're on Mountain there.
Yeah, I'll just make sure I'm home. No problem. Okay. I don't really feel like going much anywhere right now with my arm like this.
Yeah,
so.
the stream the StreamYard links will be all in all the DMs. So
Fine, you'll
Cool.
show up for my stream as long as I'm not there, huh?
Purple, I'm just feeling happy again. I'm starting to go around and hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I was sleeping until like 3 or 4 p.m. for a while there. After I got off that bupropion, I had to catch up on sleep, and I had to like rewrap my head around shit. And yeah, it was a lot for the first couple weeks there. And then me and my brother got into it, and I don't speak to him anymore, and all that happened. So I've been busy.
Yeah,
hurting myself, getting my brother to throw me around a room because he thinks I need discipline at 52 years old.
Any ideas on what
fun.
Any ideas what day you're going to be doing for the?
Yeah, I was looking up stuff last night, and it's Earth Overshoot Day.
What is that about?
Basically, well, it's just acknowledging that we're using up Earth's resources faster than they can regenerate.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, you know what the meteorologists are saying? This is speeding up faster than the scientists thought.
Oh yeah, the climate.
And we were supposed to start having that polar effect event in 7 years.
Again, it all depends on which reports you listen to.
Yes.
Because in the 80s, some of them were saying that in 30 years, the mean temperature would be up 1.5 degrees Celsius. And that's about where we are now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as like, I think they're talking about like the melting of ice caps and stuff is speeding up more than they thought. Yeah. So it's affecting all the weather. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Purple, have you looked up that? Here, I'll get a link. Hold on. Go ahead.
Well, there's just been some huge chunks of the Antarctic ice shelf that have broken off.
Yes.
It looks like more and more likely that the oceans are going to turn into soda water.
They're going to get carbonated?
Yeah, there's all the carbon that's being trapped under the oceans could be released, and that'll basically turn the oceans into soda water. It's one possible scenario that I've heard playing around with, and
so what will that do to surfing?
I don't know, but it's gonna kill a lot of sea life.
Fun.
Apparently, the real threat with surfing now is sea otters stealing your board.
Boy, man, you put it in this chat. You can put in the longest thing you want, and it breaks it up for you. That's amazing. But if you do it in the regular chat, you can only do 200 characters. Yeah, I just put in look, it just split it up into 2.5 comments.
Yeah, in the private chat in StreamYard, it doesn't care how long it is.
No, it's in not the private chat, the main chat in StreamYard. Like where you sign in down at the bottom so you can talk to everybody in the regular chat. Yeah. I didn't even know it did that. Anyways,
either.
This is the polar effect that they actually I don't even know. Did I even read all that to see if that's the one I was talking about? No, that isn't even the right one. Ignore that. I'm looking for polar event, not polar effect.
Here's the thing I was just talking about. This is funny.
Give it. We like funny.
Yeah, there's apparently an escaped sea otter that has been harassing surfers because he goes out there and tries to steal their surfboards.
But he wants to surf. Nobody gave him a sea. He doesn't have money. Why are we so ignorant to think that sea otters have the same kind of money we do? That's not even nice.
That's all convenient.
Yeah, there's a little video with that one, though, that's really funny because the otter is really screaming at the guy as he's trying to get back on his board.
I did see some videos from a convenience store where this bear would walk into the convenience store, take some stuff, and leave. Apparently, it happened multiple times too, because there was 2 different videos of this bear coming in.
There's a dog in the UK that has a little jacket that has the pouches and stuff on it. and his owner will put like $3 in his pouch, and he goes down to the store, and the guy down at the store gives him treats and takes the money out of the bag, puts them in the bag, and gives him one treat, and then he goes back home, takes his treats back home.
Yeah,
you couldn't do that in the U.S. Someone would rob the dog for the $3, but you could do it in the U.K.
Yeah.
A long time ago, apparently my dad had a dog named Rusty. They were able to do that with. They give the dog a grocery list and the money, and he'd walk down to the store, and they'd take the money, fill up the bag with whatever's on the list, and he'd come back.
Yeah, did he hold the bag in his mouth, or did he have a back thing?
I think it was a back thing.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you got to find the mom and pop shops.
No way my cat would put up with that crap.
No, I don't think my cat would do it either. You know what my cat would do? One would not want to go because he's like, I'm not going out there. There's a huge dog that chased me 2 years ago, and I remember. And then the other one would be like, see ya, bitch. I'll come back if I can't find food. She would be gone.
Yeah, it's like Sammy has heard dogs out in the corridor, so he will not cross the threshold even if I leave the door propped open. He'll just kind of stick his head out to kind of peek around the corner, but he won't walk out there.
Yeah, my male cat will do this at the door and like look for the dog. My female cat, she's like, okay. Well, you left a crack in the door.
I was trying to harness train Sammy so I could take him out to walk in the grass.
Yeah.
But he won't have it. You know, I get him out into the hallway and he just digs his claws into the carpet. He just wants to go back in.
I've tried to put my cats in those harness doohickeys and they lose it. They're like rolling around, get it off me, get it off me. It's just, they're not willing to put up with it.
Yeah, my late fiance wanted to try to do it with her cats. And the problem was with two cats, by the time I got the harness on the second one, the first one had it off already.
I use a harness on Molly.
With Sammy, I was going to say, Purple, put it on him, take him outside and get him out of the hallway where all those dogs are known to be.
Yeah.
And then put him down outside, see if he acts different. I bet he's too scared to walk out in the hallway without you holding him because of the dogs.
Yeah, he's not real big on being held either.
Well, to get him past that scary area, it might be just,
I have a really cool backpack for the cats where you can put one of them in it, and it's got this like clear side, like the whole back of it is clear, so the cat can see out.
Oh, cool!
Of course, it's pretty neat.
I got one of those
seen those.
too.
They're like cat carrier backpack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I bought one of those too off of Amazon, but it turned out to be a little small. That Sammy has to sit up in it. There isn't enough room for him to lay down.
Oh, okay.
There's plenty of room for both my cats. They're fairly wee, but you do get some interesting looks from people if you're walking around in one of those.
Get your cats in the back.
Yeah, because I had the same idea. I was hoping that Sammy would like it, so I could, take him for walks in the park, and at least he could look around and smell things.
I was thinking about getting something like that for my bird.
Well, the one I got would work great for a bird. Like I say, it's just a little too small for Sammy.
You could always get one of those.
It would be good if he was a kitten, but, he's about 8 pounds, and he's kind of long.
Yeah. You could always get one of those those fold-up cages that just click together, set it out in the grass at the park, put him in it.
Yeah.
And then he could just like sniff the grass and bugs would come through. And when I set up my tiny home community, I'm going to put in a cat door and I'm going to make it all not chicken wire. What's that really small wire that they make? You know what Huh?
Razor wire.
No.
Hardware wire.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it razor wire for my cats. Right.
Yeah. Hardware wire.
Yeah, the one with the little square holes, the small square holes.
Hardware wire.
I'm gonna make it out of that. I'm gonna attach it to my house, and then have a board come down for a ramp. Attach it to the board, wrap it all the way around, and then I'm gonna create a cat run, so they can go outside and run around, and they can have a little freedom, but they are not trying to like get out of the house all the time.
Yeah,
so I don't have to like worry about her sneaking out on me.
Yeah. If I had a house, I'd do something like that, like a screened-in patio, so they could go out there.
Yeah, but
because I know Sammy would have a great time if he could chase some bugs.
Yeah, what my mom
Yeah.
my mom did is we had the carrier, or one of the ones that are like a wire carrier, so you can see out from all directions, and put that out in the front porch, and then she put her cat in that, so the cat could just sit there and look at everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
In
Was
fact,
one of those wire
in fact,
ones.
in fact, we got to the point where the cat would run out and then run into the carrier. So immediately it was like, I want to get outside. Just run outside.
Yeah.
Go
Put me in the carrier so I can stay out here. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that's great.
They're quiet.
Yeah, I'm a little fried
Sorry, I
at
was
the moment.
I
looking at my email.
Yeah, I kind of missed that cat. I actually had after my mom passed away. I had that cat for a while. Well, afterwards, and she ended up becoming incontinent, and I just couldn't take care of her anymore, and we had to put her down.
Yeah,
She was just.
I'll be right back.
The quality of life just I couldn't keep up with her anymore, and she was just in pain all the time. Then.
Yeah, you have to make a decision when they can't have a normal life, if they can't play and have fun anymore.
Yeah,
you got to consider if the quality of life is even worth it to them anymore.
Yeah, it was at the point where obviously she was not comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. That was kind of hard.
It's always a hard decision to make when it's time to let them go.
Yeah, it was easier with my other cat because she ended up just having this one day where she just all of a sudden started dying. I was actually easier because I didn't have to make the decision. I knew she was gonna die. I just stuck her in a box and just let her sit next to me, and I just kind of kept her there until she passed.
And I'm looking forward to this whole thing because Columbia is not a spring chicken, but at the same time, I mean, she seems pretty healthy and hardy for her age, but she's like what, 14 or something, 15, somewhere in that vicinity. So,
Yeah, with one of my cats, it was just kind of like overnight that all of a sudden, she seemed, she wouldn't, she was older, obviously she's still slowing down, but didn't really show any signs. And just one night, I heard she was yowling, and I just came out and I checked on her. And she seemed kind of funny, and okay, went back, continued yowling. I came back and I checked her on her again, and she's like acting really funny. And I could see that she was going through the signs of that she was dying. It was just all of a sudden like that.
Yeah. Huh.
Molly, hey, come on, come here. Chewing on her foot again. Try not to.
Well, my cats are now almost 4 years old, and unfortunately, they're from the same litter, so I kind of fucked up, and I have two cats the same age.
Yeah, Molly seems to have this anxiety thing about chewing on her back foot.
Kind of wish I could have gotten cats at the same age, because Columbia is so much older than Xander, and it's not like they really get along that well.
Yeah, if you're going to get kittens, you should take two from the same litter. It's so much easier on them. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it can be really traumatizing that they were taken away from their whole family.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
I'm thinking more like, because I've had cats where they, were the sort to snuggle up and become fast friends and stuff, but Columbia's always been quite the loner. And she does not like, she's okay with other cats, but she's not really social, where Xander would clearly love to have a snuggle companion and a wrestling companion.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how my cats are. They rarely fight. Once in a while, he gets a hankering to like try to hump her or something, and it's random. They're both fixed though, so I don't know why. And she gets mad.
Maybe
they'll wrestle a little bit, but they play like once a day. They run around a little bit and they get the zoomies and they play together and they'll lay down on the bed and like clean each other. They're pretty much best friends. So
Yep, I put a link in the side chat there. This a new cat backpack I'm looking at. Yeah, there's a bunch of them similar to that, but it's got an expandable thing so that when you set it down, you can open it up and give them some more room to run around in.
Oh, neat.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
The one I have is also expandable, but not that expandable. That's more impressive.
That really expands.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the expansion on that thing.
I think I like the blue one better, actually. Just color-wise.
I do kind of miss having a dog, though.
I've liked having Molly here.
It's your fault, Mage. You got Molly, and I was like, man, I miss having a dog. No, really, it hit me right when you got her.
Oh, really?
Like, I kind of miss having a dog. Yeah. So I think when I get my, I don't think I know I'm going to do this. When I get my tiny home community, I'm going to have an outside dog.
Oh, nice.
And because my tiny home's too small for a dog, like there's no running around room in here.
Get a little Pomeranian. There you go.
Fuck no, yappy little fuckers. No, I want like a 35 to 40 pound shepherd-ish dog.
Yeah, I'd love to have a dog, but I just think it's unfair in a small apartment.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We move into that. We do our tiny home community. We're gonna have at least 1.5 acres to 2 acres.
Yeah,
and it'll be a good like watch out for the animals dog at night and stuff like that. So I want to get some. There's one kind of smaller shepherd. It's like, I don't know, Australian or something, but not the black and white one. There's one out there and it's like a light tan and it's about a 35, 40 pound dog and they are fucking adorable, but they're smart like German shepherds. And I love German shepherds. So
my first dog was a Spitz mix. Those are pretty good dogs for training.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the shelter and get the biggest mutt they have because they live longer.
Yep.
All the mutt animals live longer.
Any pets I've had have been like either strays or shelter rescues.
Yeah.
When I lived in New York, I had re-domesticated 3 cats from the feral colony.
When I decided to get a dog, I was definitely determined to get one from the Humane Society or some kind of shelter.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay the puppy mill to abuse animals. I'm not doing it.
Well,
and besides,
I was
they
already at
overbreed them.
Humane Society looking at a companion for Sammy, but now since I got to take the trip down with my van, I've got to delay that until after I get back.
You can get dogs from or pets from responsible breeders, but usually it's a lot more expensive anyway.
Yeah.
I got Xander from someone who fosters strays, but it's not a breeding thing. It's more like the Humane Society said, hey, can we use your house as an Airbnb for these strays?
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, there's
a lot of people out there that foster. Foster like 10 dogs or 10 cats or.
He was begging me to take 2 cats from that litter, and I was like, I already have 1 cat, or I would, but 3 cats, and that's just too close to crazy cat lady. So I'm not having more than 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is though, is now you know the kind of places to go to find good cats.
That's true.
Yeah.
Got him. Did you get him in over on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have to see if they have any affiliates out this way that, because he was a happy, healthy cat. Like you were, obviously they take care of him.
Well, what
must be a good organization.
Was he and his mother and his litter mates were all on the street for like 4 months before they were swept up.
Yeah, there was this one dog I was looking at maybe getting before he saw Molly. He called Trouble, and he was in a foster house, and with him there weren't. I would have had to go over there multiple times to get him used to me because he was afraid of people because of what happened to him. Somebody, whoever had him, threw him out of a moving car or window, and they found him roaming around the street afterwards.
God, I just.
So he was like abused and everything.
Well, when I got Xander, like there were 3 boys in the litter, and I think
Nope.
like 3 girls or something crazy like that. And then I chose Xander because he was the one who decided to climb me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my first cat, I picked that out similar way because we walked in there, they had the front porch full of cats, and I sat down looking at all the cats, and the one that I decided to go with was the one that jumped in my lap and curled up and fell asleep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, you just wait for one to choose you, right?
Yeah, I just sat down and I was looking at the cats, and one just jumped up and curled, and I was like, okay, this one.
My cats came from a inside cat who got out because the dog in the house had made a hole in the screen with her nose. She was one of those big fucking, what are they, English sheepdogs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Her name was, I don't remember, Susie or something like that. Anyways, she made a hole in the screen trying to like attack something outside. Somebody opened the window and, the next day and the cat got out. And this big ass orange tomcat that had to be somewhere between 22 and 26 pounds. He was huge. And he had the smushed nose and the big wide face. Like he was the typical looking tomcat. And he got a hold of her. And there was another male tomcat out there that was black that got a hold of her, like while she was out there.
Yeah,
so she had 2 litters back to back because she did it twice. And each litter, one had 5 kittens. So there was 2 black, 2 orange, and 1 striped. And that was my cat. That's where I got the striped one from.
Yeah,
and then the other litter had 1 striped, 2 black, and 1 orange.
Yeah,
they both got a hold of her.
Yeah. My first cat was an outdoor cat too, and I think someone that abused her too, because we found after cleaning her up and looking at her, somebody had cut the tip of her tail off. So there's like a few, the bones.
Oh.
There were a few bones missing from the end of her tail.
Can I just say that happens when you have kids and cats trying to get out a door? I had a cat, his tail was almost snapped off. At the end of his tail, it was bent like this. And I went looking at these cats and they were like, I don't know, I was offering like $5 a piece. So we drove south into North Carolina and it was this trailer park. And she said, oh, my son's been taking care of him and over in the extra trailer. They're not in this one. Go over there and look with him. And he's like 8 years old. And he opens the door and all the cats like cower. Oh my God, he's gonna hurt somebody again. So I tried to get all of them. There was 3 left, and she said the black one we're keeping. So I said, okay, what about the other one? She goes, no, we got somebody who wants that. And I said, I'll give you $10. I only had $20 in my name, so I was already gonna pay 5. I had 15 left, so I was like, I'll give you $10 for it. And she was like, no. And I was like, I tell you what, I'll give you 20 for both. No. Damn. So I pulled him from behind the toilet because they had them locked in a bathroom in another. And by the way, the entire tub was full of piss and shit.
Oh, jeez.
So I was so wanted to save those other 2. And she would not fucking bend. So I gave up and took my cat. And he hid under the seat the whole time. And then when I got him home, he hid for like 2 fucking weeks. Like, do not touch me. I don't want anybody around me. And then eventually he would come out on like the 3rd or 4th night. He came out and ate some food. And then a couple nights later, like he eventually eased into coming out. And then the first time he laid on my lap, he chose me between the 2 of us. He picked me and he laid on me and he didn't like anybody else. And he really did not like men because it was a boy that abused them. That left them like that. If she wouldn't have put that little kid in charge, they would have been scared of females. Like that, they just didn't like. There was one gay guy I knew that could pick him up, and he was so effeminate. He wasn't manly at all. Like he was totally like the stereotypical, oh my god, gay guy, right?
Yeah, but when you have a cat that like that, you have to be really calm with him.
Well, when I
Yeah.
lived with my ex, we had a chow that I had said that she was allergic to testosterone
I
because
swear to God, they can smell it.
yeah, well, she would not let any man come into the house. I was the only thing vaguely male that she allowed. The one exception was one friend of ours who was by his own labeling a flaming queer. And
That was James.
the only woman she ever had trouble with was a friend who was a very butch dyke.
Wait a second, where did your green ball go?
Huh?
You didn't eat it.
Oh,
I just
you're
remembered.
talking the dog. Never mind. I was like, I don't even have a green ball. I don't have any balls. What are you talking about? I thought we established this earlier.
I just remembered she was playing with her green ball earlier, and didn't see it last night when I was putting her toys away.
She's got it hidden somewhere. You'll see it again in her mouth, and like within the next 24 hours. Just wait.
Yeah.
Because a lot of animals, if they like a certain toy, they'll go hide that one toy. They just do that. Dogs will do that all the time. Like nobody else gets this toy but me. My cats hide their toys. They have a whole bunch of toys. You can look on my floors. You can't see one toy in my house, but there are like 15 toys tucked away somewhere in my house right now.
Yeah, well, cat toys have a little stash.
Yeah, they have like 5 stashes, Purple.
Well,
so part of it's my fault though, because when I built this place, I didn't have enough plywood to do the strip on the back side of my bed. So toys will fall down there, and then eventually because I'm climbing on and off my bed, it'll inch out. You know what I mean, Perps?
Yeah.
And the toys fall down, they go into my garage. So I'll go back in the garage like every couple months and pull out like a whole handful of toys and throw them back in the house. But that's only like 5 of the 15. So I don't know where the other ones are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have a mouse toy around here from a cat, yet I have no idea where it is.
You'll like move or something one day, and it'll be underneath like a dresser or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably a couple dozen uneaten kitty treats underneath the washing machine and the dryer, because I'll toss them to Xander and he'll bat them around like he's some sort of soccer goalie or something.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And they'll end up underneath one of the appliances, and someday I'll move from this place and there'll be this massive rotting pile of cat treats.
You're right. Yeah, it'll happen. That's funny. Yeah, speaking of moving furniture and finding stuff, it was like a bittersweet moment. So about a year before my mother died, we never bought junk food. Okay, it never happened. So when there was junk food in the house, everybody was like, ooh, you know. So now there's just me and her living there. Everybody's out, you know. I'm 17, or else has moved on in college and married and shit. And she bought a bag of peanut M&Ms, and it was like a big treat, right? Because she spent extra money on junk food. So she was like, ooh, we have those M&Ms again, because we were done eating dinner. And I was like, oh, you know, so I run in and I go get them, and I'm like playing around trying to like open them quickly, and I ripped the bag.
Oh.
And these M&Ms just flew. I mean, it was like a commercial. It would have been like the best M&M. It literally just sprayed across the fucking room. There was M&Ms everywhere. And I stopped and I looked at the bag and I looked at Mom and I said, we still have 2/3 of a bag, and or half a bag, whatever it was like half a bag left. And she cracked up laughing, and we went around picking them all up. And I left the open bag on the table. We randomly grabbed one while we were picking them all up off the floor. So then when she was in the hospital right before she died, when the car accident happened, someone broke into the house. So we had to go put all of her stuff in storage because somebody was trying to fuck with her shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was staying in the town at a friend's house. So I was only like 10 minutes away from the hospital, so I could go spend every day with her. And this was like 45 minutes away, and I didn't have a car, obviously, because that was wrecked. So we went to move everything out, and we moved. Our grandpa had, when he died, my mom was his only child, so she got these big, beautiful bookcases that are like 100 pounds solid wood, real lead glass in the windows, kind of thing, right? And we moved that, and there was M&Ms all underneath of there, and I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, so I kind of did both. But it was just it was one of those things, you know. It's just kind of like, damn, that was such an awesome moment. You know?
Yeah, that's definitely a laugh cry moment.
Yeah. So every so often, if somebody talks about finding stuff under stuff, for some reason the M&Ms pop in my head. I haven't thought about that in years. Yep. Well, now that I brought the whole level down, Mage, you know any good jokes?
My brain was going somewhere, picturing literal M&Ms in your head popping, and I was trying really hard to not say it. So, yeah.
Dude, say it. I love it. I love silly shit like that.
We'll just take a bowl and we'll fill it up with a mix of M&Ms and Skittles.
Right.
Well, you know, the last time I bought a pack of M&Ms, their quality control had really gone down.
Because they were all W's?
Yeah, there were all sorts of W's and 3's and E's.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Kind of like that meme that goes around every now and then with the concerned mother who found something in her son, like this weird pill that says Z3D or something. She's like, what the hell could this possibly be? Turns out she just had a thing of Pez upside down.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
So, look, if she was digging through the teenager's pocket, she was looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
To have that state of mind to see a piece of candy as a pill. And by the way, those candies don't look anything like a goddamn pill, except for the general shape.
I wonder if that's just not real.
No, I'm just saying maybe in her head she was checking the teenager's pockets, so she was looking for something.
No,
so
I'm
when
just
she
saying,
saw it, she assumed.
I'm just saying that maybe the meme isn't real. They're just pulling the bullshit thing, like having the possum lost dog.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it could be either way. Unfortunately, with some of the people out there, you can never be sure.
There are some pretty stupid people out there.
There definitely are people dumb enough to do stuff like that, though.
People will lie to get what they want. People don't care, especially if they have some kind of issue, like mental health, bad, or drug, or they will just say whatever they want to get what they want. It's crazy. I've had guys look me dead in the eye and tell me that their family was broke down up the highway and they needed gas money. And I'm like, well, I've been sitting here for an hour and a half listening to music and eating and updating my logs, and I've watched you already get money from 7 people. How much gas money do you need?
Mm-hmm. I saw this one guy. This one guy was asking for about $10 to get some food for himself and his friends. I'm pretty sure his friends were more along lines of dealing something to him. But at the time it was during the pandemic, and I was like, okay, I don't really give a damn. I mean, if he's looking to get high or whatever with this, fine.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, in 2003, I worked at a gas station. I was a manager of a Shell station. And this chick shows up. And now, mind you, we're in Hampton, Virginia, which is just 20, 30 minutes north of Virginia Beach on the coast, right? So we're in Hampton, and this chick has this baby, and she's got a car loaded up with shit. And she's walking around begging people, please, I need to, I'm trying to get to my parents' house, and I have everything we have in the car, and, I need money for my baby for diapers and gas, and people were handing her money left and right. She was a cute little skinny, tiny little thing. The baby was adorable. And then all of a sudden I hear this racket outside. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I go out there, And there's an old lady standing there yelling at her, saying, "Give me my $20 back. I know I saw that. You give me my $20 back." And I was like, whoa, what's going on? So I'm trying to diffuse the situation. And the old lady says, I gave her $20 because she said she didn't have any money and she needed money for her baby. And it's not even her baby. It's that girl in the car over there. It's her baby. And that chick was like this. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just going to be bluntly honest. She was a very large woman who was not attractive, like at all, and did not take good care of herself. So they were scamming people with the baby, with the other girl who was like 19, acting like it was her baby. This other chick's like 40. And so the lady, and she went to put the money away, and the lady saw how much money she had. She had a whole bunch of fucking 10s and 20s, and she had 100 in there. And I said, "Give me that $20." And the girl goes, "What?" And I said, "You heard me." She said, "I don't have to do shit." And I said, "I don't have to call the cops. Give me that $20 back." And she gave me the $20, and I handed it to the old lady. And I said, "If I ever see you on my property again." And I just looked at her, and she just turned around and went over to the car and left.
Yeah, and usually
she got a few $100s off standing there in like an hour. In an hour.
Yeah, usually with people I see on, with like homeless and all that, if I'm gonna help them out, I'll usually buy food or something and give that to them instead of giving them money.
I did that in San Diego because a guy outside of Mickey D's actually said, could I have some money for some food? He didn't say, could I just have some money or any of that. He was asking for food. So I went into McDonald's, bought him a burger, and I've told this story before. I hand it to him and start walking away. He goes, "Oh, God bless you." And I look over my shoulder. I'm like, God had nothing to do with it, and kept going. And this gay couple behind me started laughing their asses off, and they were like, "That was awesome! I can't believe you said that. That was great."
Yeah,
It's true though.
I've gotten the God bless you stuff before. Yeah.
Yeah.
My landlord is 60 years old. She's raising her grandsons. They are 14 and almost 17 right now. She's had them for like 6 years now when her daughter died, because her daughter was an alcoholic and she couldn't get her to stop drinking and her liver failed and she died. So she's had these kids this whole fucking time. And she busts her ass. She's retired from the state of New Mexico as a teacher, so she has a retirement income, which is way higher than any other state I've heard of, by the way. I'm just saying. And she works like 3 different jobs. She delivers packages for Amazon. She's a caregiver overnight. She works like literally during the school year. She's also a bus driver. She works like 4 or 5 jobs during the school year, and then she works like 3 or 4 in the summer. And she said to me, "Yeah, sometimes things just come around and they work out. And, I know God's watching." I said, "Joni, honey, I believe that sometimes you run into people in your life and they help, and you guys get to help each other, and you get a friend like you and I. We bumped into each other, and now here we are and we're friends." And I said, "Maybe there's some higher power to that." I said, "But don't you take away from yourself all the hard work you have done to come to where you are, that you have 2 properties and you're about to finish fixing up one and rent it out." She bought 2 properties, so when she dies, her grandsons each have their own property. Because that's who she is. She wants to make sure that they are good and they can like rent the house out, make money off of it, whatever they need to do. So I said, don't give that to God. Don't give that to anybody but yourself. You're the one that did all the hard work to get you to this point that you could do that for them. And she said, "No, you're right." And I said, don't minimize.
Yeah,
you're a great lady, and you bust your ass, and you have a great heart. I said, don't you take that away from yourself.
People to help themselves. What do you need God for?
Yeah, I do find that whole people giving God praise thing takes away from their own accomplishments.
Yeah, she's Catholic, and I get it. Like every Hispanics, Italians, Catholic. I know what her religion is. I was raised like that, but you want to say, "Oh God, thank you for helping me bump into this person." Sure, that doesn't matter. Give that to God if you want. I don't care. But when you bust your ass like that and then you say, "Oh, it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have accomplished this." No.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a limit there where I let religious people say whatever they want about the God shit. And at some point when they say shit like that, like I knew a religious person I did not like, and they were a friend of a friend. And they were talking about how they didn't know why God was mad at them and their life was falling apart. And I said, hold the fucking phone. You have done blah, 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 blah in the last few months. Who fucks up your life again? I said, there's nobody else fucking it up but you, man. And he was like, fuck you. And I was like, fuck you. It's the truth. Just everybody else is too nice to say it. I don't give a fuck. You and I mean nothing to each other. I see you once a year or twice a year. It doesn't matter. So I'll speak the truth since nobody else will say it. And everybody, all of his friends that I was friends with were like, could have heard a fucking cricket fart. Yeah, so don't, no. You gotta own whatever it is, whether it's an accomplishment or a failure. It's called being an adult.
Ew.
I've failed at a lot of things. I tell people all the time, I've failed at all kinds of jobs and failed at all different kinds of things I've tried to do in my life. But you know what? Here I am. I'm trying again, so I'll get it right eventually.
Well, you keep turning to adult. That's the problem.
Yeah, being an adult sounds really
mage.
shitty. Growing up is for suckers.
In the words of Admiral Akbar, it's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah, it was a trap too.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, growing up is a mistake.
Yeah, really is.
I had that figured out early.
I had it figured out too. Unfortunately, it still crept up on me.
I suppose not being a parent had a little bit something to do with it. You get to stay irresponsible a hell of a lot longer with no kids.
Yeah, well, then again, when I was in high school, I didn't really expect to live much past 25.
I always hear people saying like, oh, when I was 12, I never thought, I thought 20 was so old. Or when I was 20, I never thought I'd live to be like 60 because it was so far away. And I'm like, I never thought about that shit.
Neither did I.
All I ever thought about was the only thing I ever thought about when it came to being older or age, as far as I'm concerned, was, well, my Nana's family, their average lifespan was like 98, 99 years old because we had some live over 100 and some die at 92. So the average is like 96 or 97 or something like that. And so I've thought of that before, thinking, well, that's a good range of where I'm going to live to, I think, because my family has pretty good genes, in general. So otherwise, I never thought, I wonder what it's going to be like to be 60. Here I am at 52, had no clue I was going to live to 50.
Yep.
It's weird. It's so weird. And, the funny thing is I used to be so scared of dying. And now I'm getting into the thinking that maybe by the time I'm that old, I'll be ready and I won't care anymore.
Yeah, see, I'm so worried I'm going to miss out on a whole bunch of cool shit I want to be here for.
Yeah, but think about it, Kate. When you're like 95, you're going to be like using a cane or in a wheelchair maybe, or have some kind of health problem. You'll be tired. You'll be cold all the time. You'll just be like, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this crap anymore. I'm sick of paying taxes and I'm sick of paying.
Diana,
you know what I'm saying?
about you.
I got just one word for you. Cybernetics.
She is not that old. Shut up, Mage.
Cybernetics. I'm telling you.
I mean, maybe, but the point is if that doesn't happen by that time, you're going to be looking at the world a lot different than you think.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, if we're advanced that far in medical that we start actually replacing body parts like we can right now, but we just won't fucking listen to the right people or something, we can't perfect it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Maybe it would be a great thing. Maybe you can just be like the $6 million man and they can slowly rebuild you as you fall apart.
There we go. Or heck, maybe tell them you're
That is
extinction. That
possible.
could work too.
Well, figuring I got most of my genetics from my mother's side, I think I have a better than average chance of beating 100.
See, and I'm adopted. I have no idea what's coming. For all I know, I'm a genetic time bomb.
It's true. I used to joke around when I was younger and say, man, I wish I could deny my father as being my father, but I look so much like him, I fucking can't. Like, I look a lot like him. It's weird. Me and my two brothers, we all look alike, but we don't. But we all look like him in some way or another. I just, like, Richard has a different nose, but if Richard had my nose, he'd look exactly like my father. It's weird. Like, everybody's so close in my family.
Well, basically, everybody says that I look a lot like my mom's father, except that I'm about 6 inches taller, and I credit that to just, proper nutrition in childhood that he didn't have.
I actually look more like my uncle than my dad.
Oh, that happens. There is my nephew, Billy. He's the kid I've talked about before. He's 6'5". He was a football player at WVU for a little bit. Anyways, he does like construction work. He's like a construction foreman, so he's like working all day because it's Billy and it's in our genes. I swear to God, all of us have a great work ethic except for one person in my family. He looks exactly like my brother Richard and my brother-in-law Phil had a child. He is split down the middle between the two of them. That's exactly what he looks like. Now you can look at him and look at me.
States.
Yeah. No, it's not. That didn't really happen. It's so funny because I say that. I'm like, no, Wendy, you didn't have that kid. Phil and Richard did. And Wendy turns around and looks at him and she busted up laughing and did the throw back the head cackle. Because that's when you know you really tickled Wendy and got her to laugh good, is when she throws her head back. She's funny as fuck. And she was like, oh my God. And Phil's like, no. And Wendy and I are like, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Diana, are you okay? Do you need to go lie down?
Diana.
Yeah.
She keeps moving around. I mean, we've been on for like 3 hours. Why don't you kill this thing and go take a nap?
Maybe I will. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I could use a nap. I
still got to finish up editing this script and getting it actually recorded and everything.
Okay, well, no more procrastinating. We're going to stop this. Go finish it. Damn it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna like maybe try to sleep off all the weed in my system.
Can you send me the link where I can find some naps?
Aw, Perps. I'd send you a nap if I could. You know what you need? I know what Perps needs. I'm going to cure your insomnia. You need a tiny home.
Insomnia is nothing to lose sleep over.
Well, I've got a tiny apartment that's probably about the same square footage as your tiny home.
No, like my house is tiny, but the beautiful thing about it is at night, I have it like my bed area is cozy and comfy. Mm-hmm. And when I go up there and sleep, it's really dark and it's like my own little tiny, it's like a large coffin almost, like a huge coffin because I have a queen size bed, but it's so dark there and everything. It's so quiet where I live and I just fall asleep in bliss. And before I moved into this tiny home, my entire life, I slept 5 hours a night.
Yeah.
And I moved to this tiny home and I started sleeping like a baby. And I think part of it is because I own it too. Like nobody can take this house away from me. It's mine. You can make me
you
move
built
it.
You've got a huge sense of accomplishment there.
But
you understand that. Absolutely.
But when you say that you sleep like a baby, do you mean you wake up every 2 hours to shit yourself and cry?
I'm on an all-vegan diet right now. Yes, I get up every couple hours to take a shit. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. I do shit like 4 times a day now, though. Man, veggies are so liquidy. They have so much of a watery content to them. It'll clear you out, man. What the fuck is that? A cat on the head of a guy. I don't know much, but I know a person controlled by a cat when I see one.
Like the Ratatouille, the cat's pulling his hair to control him.
Yeah. He's got him by the hat. That's hilarious. I wish my cat would do something cool like that. I always wish he'd just lay across my shoulders while I walked around. Because he's so long, he could. I could just use him like a fucking... What do they call those things? Women wear them cold winter shawl.
Oh, yeah.
I could have a pussy shawl.
Yeah, when I was taking care of a couple of little ones, I would sometimes put one of my cats in the baby sling. You know, with it slung across my front, and she would take a nap in there while I was cleaning the house.
Yeah, thanks. This is so relaxing. Yeah, I pick up my cats sometimes, Purple, and I throw them over on their back. When I first started doing it with them, they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Shh, I got you." And they were like, "Oh, are you sure? Like, I don't like this." And I was like, "No, I got you." So now I'll flip them over like this, and I have my hand like a little bit above their butt and my fingers on their back and their head in my hand. And I just hold them like this, and I just rub their ears, and they just totally flop. It's so funny to see. Like, I've never seen a cat flop like that in someone's hands. Not against my body, but I can hold them out away from me, and they trust me that much.
With my ex's cat, I used to pick her up and I'd flip her over and drop her on the carpet. And the first time my ex, saw me doing that, she freaked that I was abusing the cat. But as soon as I stopped, the cat started climbing up on me for me to do it again.
Hey, can you drop me? That was fun.
Yeah, she loved it.
Because they land on their feet. They have weighted toes. I keep telling everybody their toes are really made of lead, some kind of lead substance, and they're very heavy. So they just.
I just came across this thing on the Bunny Trail Rescue. They're saying that they're over capacity and they could use some volunteer help. They're in 3645 the Barnyard, Carmel, California. Just north of Heidi's downstairs. So if anybody's in the area and you can want to do some volunteer work for a bunny rescue place.
That's where in California?
The address is 3645 the Barnyard, Carmel, California 93923.
Carmel, California. I can't remember where that is. I feel like that's in the middle of the state. But I can't remember. It's been a long time since I drove up and down I-5 and 99. And
I just came across a tweet here saying they're over capacity. Yeah, they're over capacity, unable to take in more emergency urgent requests. They could use help with kennel cleaning and any day of the week.
Huh.
So.
Well, we were supposed to be trying to convince Diana to shut this down, huh?
Oh, yeah, we should stop talking. We did good, didn't we, Diana?
Oh, yeah.
Kept just right on talking. All right, hang up on us. We love you.
Okay, it's officially nap time. Everybody get out your mats and lay quietly.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, the only way I'm going to be able to concentrate on getting the script done, getting it taken here is if we go offline.
I know I talk a lot. I get distracting. I'm a distractor. It's my job. Well, thank you for having us, Miss Diana. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
thank
Purple.
you for coming by.
Yeah.
And,
I appreciate it. I miss you guys. It was nice.
And to everyone, if you like watching me sleep online, throw me some money and, you'll be able to see more. And
See what you need to do is
pay the medical bills.
Oh
See-
my
see what-
god, that's so
Yes.
funny.
what you need to do is before you go to sleep, you need to put a potato on the screen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just put up a potato. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
worked for stool.
They even you can even find some that are on a couch. Or like laying down on a couch. Yeah.
For some reason,
Go,
potatoes are popular. That's still the stream I did that we stayed on topic the longest was Potato Day.
No, we did manage
It's
to
true.
beat it.
Beat it. There's mashed taters, tater salad, tater. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was
Tots,
basically
tater-
it. We spent 45 minutes just talking about all the different ways to cook potatoes.
Wedges,
And now I'm hungry.
French fries.
I've been eating string cheese this whole time, so I'm not hungry for potatoes.
You can even make homemade potato chips.
I have an air fryer. You can do that in the air fryer.
Yes, you can. I have an air fryer too. I got one of those stovetop ones now, Kate. I upgraded, and it dehydrates, broils, it does everything a regular oven does, plus an air fryer, plus a dehydrator.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're great, man. That thing is you can make pizza in it, toast in it, it doesn't matter. Everything comes out good. Yep. It was $200 and I found it on clearance at Walmart's for $67 and I didn't have the money and I said, fuck it. I'll stop smoking if I have to. I'm buying this goddamn thing.
Yeah, I've done that before with the sales.
Yeah. But then my brother gave me some money he owed me and right after that, so it all evened out. But yeah. Oh, we're still talking. Bye, Diana. I'm leaving. That's it. I'm literally
care, everybody.
moving
Yeah,
myself.
now
I
you're
love you
I have
guys.
to hit the button and cut us off.
Peace.
I like
To everybody, thanks for coming by and thanks for watching. And thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.
Later.
Laters.
Bye bye, all.